Welcome into the Gatemen pregame show as the Wareham Gatemen are set to take on the Falmouth Commodores in a big Western Division matchup. Jack Sadighian alongside Nick Magas for a big game in the standings, Nick. We'll go ahead and take a look at those standings, but Falmouth currently in second place with 7 points, and Wareham with 4 points tied with Katuitt. So a big game to try and keep second place in range for the Gatemen.
Yeah, it's a little surprising they're in second. I mean, Bourne's obviously been playing well, but in my estimation, this will be the toughest game that the Gatemen have faced all season. They're hitting well. Falmouth is hitting really, really well, top to bottom. They're starting an arm on the mound tonight who we haven't seen this year, but coming off a great, great season at the University of Southern Florida, and it should be a good one tonight. They'll certainly have a test on their hands tonight.
Braves kind of running away with first place in the West, Nick. They have 12 points, and then Commodores with 7, but they've looked unstoppable, 6-0.
Yeah, they're playing great baseball right now, especially defensively. They look really good.
Now, we've mentioned it's a big game in the standings, and let's talk about kind of the recent performance for Wareham. They lost 2 games to open the season, then won 2 in a row, and now back on a 2-game skid. Haven't quite been able to put together the pitching and the hitting in a game, Nick, but there's been some bright spots.
Well, you have a couple different phases, like you said. You have to pitch well and you have to hit well, and they've given up a combined 3 runs over the past 2 games. It's but I mean they're playing well. They're playing really well, actually. I mean, they got to get the bats going. They've left a lot of runners on base. They didn't hit well last night. Obviously, put together 0 runs, and they need to start getting the bats going. Hitting multiple hits per inning. They're getting the leadoff man aboard, but just can't string together consistent offense.
The main guy that's been a star so far for the Gatemen has been Diodati, tied for the lead in home runs and RBIs as well, Nick.
Yeah, Diodati had a tough night last night, though. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. He'll get it back on track tonight. Not as worried about him. Cade Kern, obviously, with the big home run a couple nights ago, also 0 for 4 last night. So it was really the middle of the order. It was Kern and Diodati that struggled last night. Jimmy Crooks with a double, but he also wasn't at his best. So they'll look to get that back together, and I have confidence that they'll be able to do it.
3-0 loss to Brewster last night. We'll see if Wareham can get it back on track. It's going to be a tough test. This is a great lineup, a team that's hitting among the best teams in the league, and then a great pitcher on the mound, Nick.
Yeah, we mentioned the pitching performance. It'll be the first time we see him this year, but it's Curiali and Borfin and Diodati who are all tied at top the league lead for RBIs. And for Curiali and Borfin for Falmouth, I mean, they might not even be the 2 best hitters on that team. They got Jake Ducart coming in, batting in the cleanup spot, starting at third base, and he's hitting .467 on the year. So, I mean, top to bottom, they're impressive. They have bats in the lineup, and they have an arm tonight who's going to be tough to square up.
Jack Jasiak starting on the mound out of University of Southern Florida. We'll see if the Gatemen can get any hits and bring in some runs, unlike last night, no runs against Brewster. Now we'll send it down to the third member of our team, Julia Joseph, with Don Snedden for our manager's show. Okay.
Kid, and he's a great friend, and he's put this team together. I'm just sort of like the jockey on a horse riding all the stuff that he's put together on that. So the kids love him. He has one of the best baseball minds around and all that stuff, and we wish him the best of luck in representing the United States of America, going to Japan and all that stuff. So we're excited for him.
And is he going to get a chance to work with the Gatemen players going on to Team USA before he leaves for Tokyo?
Well, yeah, he'll be at. He's going to be with the collegiate team, which will lose players starting in 2 days. We lose 2 players to that, and we have 2 more players that are there that are ours that Jerry will be with. So he'll be able to work with those, and hopefully we can get them back at the end of their duty with Team USA.
So as you touched upon before, we have guys leaving every day for Team USA, for the draft, for other baseball commitments. Does this make it hard for the guys to get into a solid rhythm as a team?
Oh, no doubt, and coaches too. I mean, it's I think I said earlier, one of my things I like to do is start off and making sure you have a communication with the kids and you develop some sort of relationship with them, and it's tough to do when they're in and out, and you never get that chance to develop that little bond, if you will, so they can trust me with my instruction or whatever I'm doing. So yeah, it's a real challenge on this. This is more like managing an all-star team. You don't really get to know the players. They can play, and you just let them play. And that's not what I do best. So I'm learning, and we'll be fine.
So tonight, Falmouth has some great pitchers on the mound. What can the offense on the Gatemen do to get past their pitching staff? Yeah,
I don't know. We got to get in that pen. I mean, they got a guy that's throwing almost 100 innings and pitched for Southern Florida, I think, and was their ace and has a good strikeout to walk ratio, and this is his first outing out. So we're hoping maybe he's a little bit nervous with that, but that's the challenge. It's like, last night, we got shut down a little bit with that and didn't get enough runs with all that. The kid that threw was a fifth-year senior, I'm not mistaken, and he pitched an all-star game 3 years ago, and he knows how to pitch, and we just give him all the credit. He's throwing straight curveballs for strikes, fastballs, and only walked one of us, and our offense is not good enough yet to score runs without some help.
And so do you think the biggest struggle on the team right now is the offense getting the bats swinging?
Yeah, it's developing to hit this type of pitching. This is like facing the number one pitcher all year long in college. And that's an adjustment for these players. And then you throw a wooden bat in there, and it's really tough. So we're working every day trying to get better with that. And hopefully we can just stick around in that game, get him out of there, and score a few runs with a clutch base hit or an error or walk or whatever it is to get the offense going.
All right. Thank you. Good luck today.
Welcome back to Spillane Field as we are nearly set for first pitch. Wareham Gatemen playing host to the Falmouth Commodores for the second time this year. And we'll give you the batting lineups. We'll start with the Commodores at 3-2-1 at second in the West with 7 points. Leading things off is Cody Colden, the shortstop out of Washington State. He's followed by Michael Curiali, the second baseman from UCLA. Batting third is a lefty, Braden Taylor. He's DHing today. And in the cleanup spot is Jake Dukart, third baseman out of Oregon State. And then it's a third straight lefty, Jace Borfin, the right fielder out of Oklahoma. Batting fifth. Batting sixth, Jake Meyer, the catcher. Batting seventh, Alex Sayre, the left fielder. Eighth, Taylor Smith, the first baseman out of Texas A&M. And in the ninth spot, Anthony Hall, the center fielder from Oregon.
The middle of that order will be tough. 2, 3, 4, 5, all hitting well over 300. Number of RBIs for those 4 guys as well. And as you mentioned, some lefties in the heart of that order, which will be some work to take care of for Nick Clayton, the right-hander on the mound for the Gatemen.
Clayton starting on the mound, the big right-hander out of Clemson. Started the opener against Katuitt, took the loss, went 3 2/3, gave up 5 runs, only 2 of those earned off of 6 hits with 3 strikeouts. We'll go ahead and give you the Gateman lineup while we have some time. Leading things off is Jim Jarvis, second baseman out of Alabama. He's followed by Tres Gonzalez, the center fielder from Georgia Tech. Batting third is Cade Kern, the right fielder out of Ohio State. In the cleanup spot, the lefty Owen Diodati. He's in left field today. After him, Justin Williams DHing in the 5 spot. He's followed by Jack Brannigan, who's playing third base. Batting seventh is Angelo Despina, the first baseman out of Mercer. He's followed by Nick Samillo, the catcher in the 8th spot, and Cody Jeffries, the shortstop, hitting 9th. So we're about ready in a big West Division matchup. Gatemen tied for third with 4 points, 3 points behind the Commodores in that second playoff spot in the West. 2 points for a win, 1 point for a tie. So a win for the Gatemen could put them within 1 point of second as Cody Colden steps in. Clayton's first pitch, a little bit low. Colden 2 for 14, no homers and an RBI on the Cape League season. Out of Washington State, where he's been a 3-year starter. Here's the 1-0. Fastball in for a strike.
Mentioned that batting average a little bit low. Really only getting on base at a 200 clip 20% of the time for Cody Colden. A little bit surprised to see him batting leadoff here.
That pitch misses low. 2 balls and a strike now to Colden, but the last time these two teams met, Colden led things off and went 0 for 5. So like you mentioned, Nick, not exactly what you expect out of your leadoff man as that pitch is in the dirt. Now 3 balls and a strike to the shortstop, Colden.
Well, Colton's coming off a good year at Washington State, and that's the advantage you have when you're one of the more highly touted prospects coming into this league. You get a little bit more leeway. You get to start at the top of the lineup, and they'll give you more chances.
3-1 pitch. Swung on, grounded left side, gets past a diving Williams. Jeffries has it, throw to first, is in time. So it got past Williams, but Jeffrey there to back up his teammate, and it's a 6-3 put out for the first out of the game.
Jeffries picked that ball up deep in the hole, and that was a good, strong throw across the diamond. That was really the first time we've seen him get to show off his arm strength. He's made a lot of plays moving in on ground balls and showing off his athleticism, but they're just planting the back foot, settling in, and delivering a rocket to Despina at first.
First pitch now to Curiale, the second baseman. Curiale, the second baseman out of UCLA. Takes a strike.
Curiale, one of those three guys tied atop the league lead for runs batted in. He's at 9. His teammate Borfin's at 9, and then our very own Owen Diodati at 9.
Took a ball, so it's 1-1. Hitting .333 with a homer and 9 RBIs. Also 2 doubles on the Cape League season. 1-1. It hit him. And that'll put Curiale on first with 1 away in the top of the first inning. Still scoreless between the Gatemen and Commodores. Braden Taylor, the left-hander, now coming up. First lefty we've seen against the righty Clayton.
Once again, Clayton starting the ball game for the Gatemen. He was an inning eater out of the pen for Clemson this year. One of those guys they're trying to turn into a starting pitcher. So expect him to go deep into this ball game, even if he runs into a little trouble early.
From the stretch, first pitch to Taylor, low. Taylor was the Big 12 Freshman of the Year this past season at TCU. .320 hitter, no homers, 2 RBIs on the Cape League season. And that pitch is in for a strike. So 1-1 now to Taylor. He was also second team All Big 12. Hot day in Wareham. Slight breeze out to right field. Sun casted over most of the field except for the third base and up the left field line. 1-1. In the dirt, that gets past Samillo. He's searching for it. Runner goes to second. Big round off, but Curiale will hold up there. So Curiale on second with 1 out in the top of the first. Falmouth looking to knock in the first run of the game. That scored a wild pitch that gets him to second. Two balls and a strike, the count to Taylor. Here's the pitch. And that is hammered deep to center field. Sends Gonzalez back to the wall, still carrying. He makes the catch. Curiale will tag up from second, advance to third on the long flyout. Now 2 away in the inning.
Well, Taylor barreled that up, but Tres Gonzalez had a read on it the whole way, and you could tell it wasn't going to quite get out of there. Gonzalez, with a good first step, drifting back on it, had it tracked all the way off the bat, and cool, calm, and collected, grabs the second out of the inning.
Runner on third, 2 away in the top of the first, scoreless between the Gatemen and the Commodores as Jake Ducart, the third baseman, steps in.
Ducart hitting .467 on the year.
Yeah, has an RBI and 2 doubles. Pitch from the righty Clayton to the lefty is low. A ball and no strikes for Jake Ducart out of Oregon State, where he hit .268 with 2 homers and 23 RBIs this past season. Started 47 games. 1-0, low and inside.
Clayton trying to come with the slider there, working it inside to the lefty Ducart. Seen him try the changeup that he likes so much a few times earlier in this inning, but still yet to get a feel for it.
2-0. Fastball up and away. Curiali was hit by a pitch, advanced to second on a wild pitch, and then third on a flyout. That's where he stands now with 2 away for Ducart. Here's the pitch, in for a strike. 3-1 to Ducart.
Ducart going into his junior year at Oregon State University out of Lake Oswego, Oregon. Actually came into school as a backup quarterback for the Beavers.
Yeah, one fall there, and then he just went full-time baseball. 3-1 in the dirt. Ducart takes his base, and there's runners on the corners with 2 away in the top of the first. Still scoreless between the Commodores and the Gatemen. Not a great walk, though, because it brings up Jace Borfin, the right fielder who's hitting .350 with 2 homers and tied for league-leading 9 RBIs on the Cape League season.
Well, no walk is a good walk, but in this situation especially, this lineup is so dangerous. They're going to get their hits, and when you put runners on base, free runners on base for Falmouth, they will hurt you.
First pitch to the lefty is a strike. Borfin out of Oklahoma, started 29 games for the Sooners this past season. And the first time these two teams met, he was actually hit by 2 pitches. 0-1, another strike. Nice changeup.
Yeah, that changeup is what makes Clayton so effective against lefties. For a right-handed pitcher, that's not usually the case, but back in 2020, which is the last year we have numbers on this, lefties were 0 for 12 with 4 strikeouts against him.
Trying to get out of trouble in the first. 0-2, low.
And he can switch that up with the slider. So you have the changeup that starts over the plate, goes down and away to lefties, and then he can follow it up with the slider that's approximately the same velocity but finishes on the back foot. And that combination mixed with a running fastball is incredibly dangerous.
Runners on the corners, 2 outs. 1-2 pitch. Popped up in the foul territory, and it got out of play. Brannigan was chasing after it. He went out of our view, but judging by the fact that we didn't hear any clapping, assumed he didn't make the catch. And our assumption was right this time.
We're usually pretty good at that.
I like to think so. Second 1-2 pitch. Grounded. Left side. Jeffries backhands it. Throw to first. Off the glove of Despina. Run scores. Ducart advances to third. And it's 1-0 Falmouth. It was a tough play for Jeffries. Despina tried to stretch it first, but couldn't reel it in. And the Commodores strike early. They're going to rule it an RBI single for Borfin.
As they should, because that's a really, really difficult play for Cody Jeffries. However, I can guarantee you he wants that one back because he did the hard part. He laid out, he got to that baseball, he had time to get up and throw and just pulled it a little bit out of the reach of Despina.
So still runners on the corners, 2 away for the catcher Jake Meyer out of Washington State. First pitch to him, misses outside.
And Clayton needs to battle here. That was a good pitch he threw. It wasn't a well-hit ground ball by any stretch. He did his job in that situation, but a tough break, and it's the first run of the ball game for Falmouth.
1-0. There's a strike. Nice curveball. So the hit batter Curiali comes in. Ducart on third, Borfin on first after the RBI single. 1-1, got away from Samillo. He can't find it. Runner comes and scores. Ducart scores from third after Samillo lost the pitch. And it's 2-0 Commodores. Borfin advanced to second. Waiting for the ruling on that one, but I think it might be a wild pitch.
That's a wild pitch.
Yep.
Yeah, but Samillo needs to get a body on that one. It's tough when you're a catcher who hasn't caught a guy in games or even much in practice, as most of these battery mates are, starting off, especially earlier in the year in Cape Cod.
2-1 fouled over the right side. But, yeah, you're right. It can be tough with that chemistry.
The chemistry is so important, and for Clayton, who started the season opener, it was Crooks behind the plate for that ball game. So Samillo really hasn't seen him yet in a game. And, I mean, the times he's thrown in practice, even that those looks are limited. They're, in many cases, just 70, 80%.
2-2, check swing. He didn't go around. So now a full count for Meyer. Borfin's a lone base runner at first. The Commodores already out to a 2-0 lead. We talked about how dangerous this team is, Nick. So tough for the Gatemen to fall behind early in a game that's big for the standings, with the Gatemen 3 points behind the Commodores. They're tied with Katuitt for third in the standings. Commodores in second with 7 points. 3-2, lifted high into right center field. Kern giving chase, drifting to his right, settles under it, and makes the grab. 2 runs for the Commodores off of a hit batter, a walk, and an RBI single. They leave one on the bases. Bottom of the first in a moment on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jack Sadighian, Nick Magas. 2 runs for the Commodores in the top half of the inning, and now it's the Gatemen's turn to come up. Jim Jarvis, Tres Gonzalez, and Cade Kern to lead things off against Jack Jaziak out of USF.
Well, it's a 2-0 lead for the Commodores, and, I mean, the Gatemen did what they have struggled with over the past couple of games, which is gift base runners. We mentioned 5 consecutive walks in the Bourne game 2 nights ago, but it was a hit batsman and a base on balls to Curiali and Ducart that doomed Nick Clayton. It wasn't, a bad inning other than that. Nobody really squared up a baseball, but he comes away after giving up 2 runs, and it's an early lead for the Commodores. On the mound, as you said, Jack, it's Jack Jaziak making his first CCBL start at the University of Southern Florida. The numbers were really good this year. A 2.93 ERA across 16 starts. He struck out 93, walked just 23 in a really, really tough conference. Made his final start of the year in the Super Regional round against Texas. Gave up 2 earned over 5 innings pitched in a game that they lost. But that is a really tough offense he faced, and this is a guy who's certainly dangerous, and even more so when he's pitching with a lead here in the bottom of the first.
And he was just activated 2 days ago, Nick. So he hasn't been on the Cape for very long, but right into the rotation after his big year at USF.
Well, some of these pitchers that are coming from teams that didn't necessarily make the tournament or didn't make it far in their conference tournaments have gone 4 to 6 weeks without throwing in a game situation. And I wonder if, while Jaziak didn't have much rest between the end of his season and his first start out here, I wonder if that's a little bit of an advantage for a pitcher who, has a bit of a feel of it coming in and has a feel against really good opponents late in the year.
First pitch from the righty is a fastball that splits the plate to the lefty, Jim Jarvis. Jarvis leading off for now the 7th consecutive game for the Gatemen, playing second base. 0-1. just outside. Jarvis, 292 hitter, no homers and an RBI. He's drawn 4 walks on the Cape League season. Coming out of Alabama, where he started 56 games, most of those at shortstop. 1-1. Popped, out of play. That gets back behind us.
Jarvis been a staple, as you said, at the top of the Gatemen lineup all year, coming off one of his tougher nights of the season, 0 for 3 with a walk.
It was a tough night for all the Gatemen hitters. Scattered 3 hits in the ball game, and a 3-0 loss to Brewster. 1-2. Hammered out to deep right center field. Borfin giving chase, and he starts to settle, moving to his right, and makes the catch on the run.
Well, Jim Jarvis is not a big guy, and that's as well as we've seen him hit a baseball all year. Barreled it up, sent it toward right center field, just a little bit underneath it. Gave Borfin time to jog over there and make the play, but hard to be upset with Jim Jarvis in that at-bat, seeing the ball well early in this ball game.
Yeah, hard hit ball, and he got it pretty deep into right field, nearly to the wall. Brings up the lefty Tres Gonzalez, starting in center field today. 2-0 Falmouth lead, 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the first. First pitch is an attempted bunt. That goes foul.
So we do need to address at some point that Cade Fergus is not in the lineup. And we talked about how not being one of the more highly touted prospects coming into the league can be a bit of a disadvantage. Fergus was 1 for 4 with a double yesterday. It was one of the 3 hits that the Gatemen had over the entire game. And he's been one of their hottest guys at the plate as of late. So a little bit surprising to see him on the bench to start tonight's game.
That fastball misses. It's a ball and a strike to Gonzalez. But, yeah, he's been playing well, certainly. Him and Gonzalez have been switching off recently in center field. 1-1. Fastball for a strike. Gonzalez 3 for 15 with an RBI. He's drawn 3 walks, so he's been pretty decent at the plate as well, though, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
One, two, lined up the middle, base hit.
Nothing like having 2 center fielders who can swing it.
Right. Both playing well. Gonzalez in the lineup today, and he has the Gatemen's first hit. Kern comes up as the tying run. Gatemen down 2 with 1 away in the bottom of the first. Gonzalez standing on the first base bag. Kern, 250 hitter, a home run, and 6 RBIs. Struggled last night, though, like most of the Gatemen, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. First pitch to him, low.
Well, in Bourne, Cade Kern hit a 434-foot home run that we will likely be talking about for the rest of the season. It was a 3-run shot that put the Gatemen within 2. And is likely what prompted our producer, Harrison Eaton, right behind us to say, "Here we go," as soon as he came up.
That one hammered, deep left field. Sayre racing back. This one is gone. On cue, Cade Kern. And the Gatemen tie the game at 2. His second blast of the season. This one, not quite the towering shot he hit in Bourne, but still a big fly to left. And just like that, the Gatemen have tied the game.
Talk about on cue. And that was a shot.
First pitch to Diodati is hit high in the air to right field. Borfin called off by a center fielder, Hall, in right center, who makes the catch. So Diodati quickly away on a deep fly. But Kern, he's 2 for his last 9, but those 2 have been
That's
missiles.
It's allowed 2. Hit 2 home runs the entire year at Ohio State in his freshman year, and rising to the occasion here against the toughest pitching competition he's faced all season, and with 2 home runs already in the early part of this season, that's something for him to smile about.
Justin Williams, the 5-hitter, takes a strike. So it's 0-1 to Williams, who's DHing today. Righty on righty matchup against Jasiak. 0-1, miss low. So it's a 2-2 game in the bottom of the first. 2 outs, nobody on after Kern's 2-run bomb to left field. One, grounded left side, that gets through. Williams a base hit with 2 outs. That's the leading run aboard first for Wareham. And it brings up Jack Brannigan starting at third base today. Now his 3rd start of the season. Junior out of Notre Dame, 2 for 9 in his first 2 games. And we've got a mound visit coming for the Commodores.
And what do we see here, Jack? The Gatemen stringing base runners together for the first time in a little while. It was a struggle with leaving guys on base early in the season. Last night they just weren't getting guys on base, but here it was a Gonzalez single before Kern brought him in with a home run, and now Justin Williams aboard with 2 outs, and he's the one that forces the mound conference.
Jeff Trundy, the manager for Falmouth in his 23rd season. But that was huge because you fell behind 2-0 against a very good Falmouth team, and you get those runs right back against a great pitcher as well, which is a huge confidence boost when you're wondering what you're going to get against a guy who had a 2.93 ERA this past season.
The man in the ballpark who breathes the biggest sigh of relief after seeing that ball leave the bat, Nick Clayton, who has a new ball game.
First pitch to Brannigan, 1 hopped left side, toss over to second from the shortstop Colden in time. So that'll retire the side, but the Gatemen get 2 and tie the game. Cade Kern bombed to left field. We'll take the tie into the second on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Come on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located on Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the delicious eats or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. BB's is one of our team meal partners.
With professional coaches that provide personalized world-class baseball training, Baseball Factory helps every player take his game to the next level. Get a pro evaluation by calling 877-752-6025.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent or for live music. Located on Route 105 in Marion.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to coordinating and delivering the highest quality healthcare services which enhance the health of all Cape Cod residents and visitors. You can expect this level of patient-centered care throughout our entire healthcare system.
Two-two game as we head to the second. Jack Sadighian, Nick Magas. Good Lord, Nick. On the Gatemen Baseball Network. Sayre, Smith, and Hall, the 7, 8, 9 hitters, due up for Falmouth, but they get 2 runs off only 1 hit in the first. A couple wild pitches. A hit batter and a walk helped bring in those 2 runs, but the Gatemen came right back with a bomb from Cade Kern to left field to tie the game. First pitch to Sayre, slider for a strike.
Well, as I said last inning, Nick Clayton has to be the happiest man in the ballpark to see Cade Kern's shot leave the yard. It's now 2-2, and he gets to reset here in the second.
There's another strike. 0-2 quickly to Sayre, the left fielder out of Wright State. 2021 first team All-Horizon League this season. 383 average. That was good for second in the league as that pitch is dribbled foul.
Clayton finally starting to find a feel for those off-speed pitches. That was 3 straight sliders to Alex Sayre. All 3 of them strikes. The third one chopped foul.
And he barely got a piece of it.
Just sweeping action for the righty-on-righty matchup.
Sayre 2 for 14 with a couple RBIs on the Cape League season. 0-2 pulled the string and struck him out.
Well, that was the changeup right there, and we talked about how well those two off-speed pitches pair together. The slider goes one way, the changeup goes the opposite direction, and that one just disappeared from the strike zone right under the barrel of Alex Sayre, and the first out of the second is retired.
2-2 game. Nobody on base. And one out, as you mentioned, Nick, for Taylor Smith, the first baseman out of Texas A&M. First pitch to him. There's another strike. Off-speed stuff working for Clayton now in the second inning.
Well, it's the 9th plate appearance of the season for Taylor Smith. Bit of an interesting stat line. Has drawn more walks than he's made outs. 5 walks, just 0 for 3 on the year.
That pitch misses low. So ball and a strike to Taylor Smith. Here's the 1-1 in the dirt.
Taylor Smith, the college journeyman, started his college career at Grayson College in Denison, Texas as a freshman, then played his sophomore year at Georgetown before settling in here at Texas A&M for his junior year.
2-1, swung on and missed.
Going into his senior year, the expectation is that he'll remain at Texas A&M, assuming he doesn't get drafted.
2-2 check swing, didn't go around. So now a full count for Smith, and he nearly pulled that swing.
He did. Franco Auditore at first base with a very confident no, he did not signal. All I'm happy about is that we have an umpire at first base to make that call because the second base thing was not working.
Payoff, grounded left side. Jeffrey scoops it up, throw to first on a hop out of Despina's glove. It hopped in and out of Despina's glove, and Smith will reach.
Well, that'll go as an E6, and certainly a throw Jeffries wants back. Despina needs to make that pick. Just a couple of defensive lapses for the Gatemen there, and with one out, a runner is aboard, and the 9-hitter coming up.
Anthony Hall, the center fielder, to the plate. Lefty on the righty, Clayton. First pitch to him. Swung on and missed.
Clayton's really starting to feel that slider now, throwing it to lefties, throwing it to righties, and finding the zone to just about everybody.
And, Nick, they ruled that an error to the first baseman, Despina. 0-1, cut on and missed. Runner on first, one out, 2-2 game, top of the second. Here's the 0-2. In the dirt, got past Samillo, and the umpire kicked it, but the runner doesn't advance. So no harm, no foul. Home plate umpire Jason Klump was trying to get away from Samillo, who started to turn around and accidentally kicked the baseball back.
Well, usually the umpire helps you out because in some situations when a ball gets by you as a catcher, it'll catch the shin guard of the umpire, keep it within reach, but in that situation, he almost cost Samillo a base.
1-2, driven into right field for a base hit. Smith's going to round second, heading to third. Throw cut off. He's in safely. And there are now runners on the corners with only one out in the top of the second. Falmouth trying to break the tie here at Spillane Field. And now that error looms large, Nick.
Well, it just hasn't been a clean ball game for the Gatemen across the board. It was a hit by pitch and a base on balls that scored in the first inning. Now an error, the threat to score from third in this inning.
Yeah, tough start on the pitching and defensive end for Wareham. Now back to the top of the lineup with Cody Colden. First pitch to him. Breaking ball for a strike. Colden grounded out to shortstop his first time up.
Started almost every game at Washington State since his freshman year. Going into his fourth year now at Wazoo. Coming off a season where he hit .320 with 4 home runs, 38 knocked in, as that one's blocked up nicely by Samillo.
1-1 count now to the shortstop, Colden. But yeah, as we mentioned his first time up, he's been solid at Washington State, and that's given him a little leeway despite his slow start in the leadoff spot for the Commodores. 1-1. Chopped, left side. Jeffries has it, flips it to second for one, throw to first late. So a run scores for the Commodores on a fielder's choice ground out, and it's a 3-2 game with Falmouth out in front. Nearly turned the double play, Nick, but just too slow of a chopper.
Yeah, that wasn't on the middle infielders in the slightest. It was a slow ground ball. They were lucky to cut down the lead runner, and heads-up base running over there at third base for Taylor Smith, waiting to make sure that ground ball got past the pitcher before breaking from third.
Colden's second RBI of the Cape League season, as the first pitch to Curiali is in for a strike. He was hit his first time up and scored in the first. 3-2 Falmouth lead, 2 outs, and a runner on first in the top of the second. A lot of scoring so far, as that pitch is swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes now to Curiali out of UCLA. He had a big game against Wareham in their home opener, as that pitch is fouled back to keep it at 0-2. 3 for 3, 2 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a walk.
It's not a bad day.
Not bad at all. Came into this game tied for the league lead in RBIs with his teammate Jace Borfin and Wareham's Owen Diodati. 0-2, runner goes, fouled back. So Colin will have to return to first. Four of Curiali's RBIs came in a 8-13 loss to Bourne, who's now 6-0 and running away with the West. 0-2 just off the plate.
Bourne's just ham and egging it well across the board. When the bats show up, or when the arms don't show up, the bats are there in an 8-13 ball game like that, and then the arms pick them up on the back end.
They honestly haven't played that many close games, though. They've dominated most opponents. The closest they came to losing was when Wareham left the bases loaded in the top of the 9th and lost 6-5.
That game, of course, Cade Kern made it to third base with nobody out in that 9th inning. He was the tying run and then stranded there watching 3 straight strikeouts.
Yeah, it was a tough finish for the Gatemen. Out hit the Braves 14-7. One you'd like to forget about. The 1-2. Fouled off again. Long at bat for Michael Curiali. This is the 7th pitch coming up.
Curiali hit just a tick under 300 in a very prestigious Northwoods League last summer. Had 4 3-hit games in that league. Said it was just nice to have the opportunity to play ball in a summer where a lot of college ball players didn't have that same chance.
Yeah, not even all the Northwoods teams played. Just about half the league played. Pretty much every other league shut down. Florida had a couple of teams going. Cape League, of course, didn't play in 2020. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. It took 7 pitches, but Clayton strikes out Curiali and keeps the damage at 1 run. An error comes back to haunt the Gatemen. 3-2 game. Falmouth in front. Last of the second after this on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Imagine waking up to a seaside breeze, a fishing fleet leaving for work, and a crimson sun rising over seals relaxing on the sandbars. This is the experience of Chatham Bars Inn, Cape Cod's premier resort and spa. To learn more about Cape Cod's finest luxury hotel, resort, and spa, visit chathambarsinn.com.
Cape Cod Healthcare offers a comprehensive array of medical services delivered by top-notch teams of healthcare providers. Their physicians provide the best evidence-based and proven medicine at their state-of-the-art facilities. If you need them, they'll be there.
Imagine waking up to a seaside breeze, a fishing fleet.
3-2 game as we head to the last of the second. Commodores 2 runs in the first, another in the second. An error that came in to score and give the Commodores the lead. Gatemen will try and get the bats back to work. They were working in the first inning, Nick. Cade Kern, a bomb to left field to tie the game at 2 at the time.
Well, the pitching and the defense haven't been clean yet, giving up 3 runs already just through 2 innings, but the bats are back on track. That's nice to see, at least through 1 inning. As you said, Cade Kern with the game-tying home run at the time. Williams also with a hit that inning. Tres Gonzalez and Williams both with singles. And now it'll be Despina, Simillo, and Jeffries, the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Gatemen.
Despina digging into the left side. 238 hitter. No home runs or RBIs on the Cape League season. First pitch to him. Breaking ball for a strike.
Had a tough start to the year, but really a breakout performance per se and Bourne. 3 for 4 with 3 singles. Came back last night and struggled a little bit. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
Oh, 1 off the plate. See if he can still grab some of that momentum from the Bourne game, though. Only a couple games back for him, despite the fact that he struggled last night. 1-1 is lifted out into right field. Borfin charges into right center, and it gets down. Outfielders collided. Despina heading to second. He's safe. Borfin came in and got clotheslined by Anthony Hall, who reached out to make the catch at the same time as him. And Despina into second with nobody out. He's the tying run in the last of the second.
Well, heads-up base running by Despina, hustling out of the box from the get-go, which you don't always see, as sad as it is, for guys who don't put a good barrel on the ball. And not only did he do that, but he didn't slow down as he made the turnaround first, dug all the way into second base on a ball that landed in front of the center fielder.
And they will award Despina a double for that.
As they should. It's a hustle double, but a double nonetheless.
His second double of the season. First pitch to the catcher, Nick Simillo, is low. And it would have been a tough catch for either the center fielder or the right fielder. So I agree with you, Nick. Big hustle double for Despina. See if the Gatemen can bring him in. Here's the 1-0. Chopped left side. Third baseman Ducart has it. Looks off. Despina fires to first for the first out.
Well, that's not the at-bat you want from Simillo. They work on that in batting practice. They work on it in the cages, especially for the right-handed hitters going the other way with a runner at second base. When you get him on to lead off the inning, especially in a one-run ball game, all you need to do is get it to the right side, allow him to advance, take third base with just 1 out. But in that situation with a ground ball to the left side, Despina was forced to hold, and he's now stuck at second base with 1 away.
He's the tying run there on second. First pitch to Cody Jeffries, misses outside. Jeffries, the 9-hitter. He's doing pretty well for a 9-hitter. 4 for 19. He's drawn 4 walks.
Quieted down a little bit in the last 2 games, gone just 1 for 6, but not really a concern, as he's been a spark plug in the Gatemen offense all season.
That pitch was a strike. Now 1-1 to Jeffries. Jeffries awaiting the pitch. Bat on his left shoulder. Jasiak looks and fires upstairs. 2-1 now to Jeffries.
Jasiak delivering a fastball, slider, changeup mix from a 3/4 slot. The fastball's running just about as much as we've seen any right-hander's fastball run all year.
2-1, fouled back.
Starting it out over the middle of the plate, breaking away to the left-handed hitters.
We knew Jasiak had good stuff coming into this game. The Gatemen have been able to rattle him a little bit early. But unfortunately, the Falmouth bats have also been up to the task. Two, fouled over the left side. Second 2-2 pitch coming for Cody Jeffries. A look to second, the pitch outside. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat with a full count to Cody Jeffries. Despina the tying run on second with one away. We're in the last of the second here at Spillane Field. Payoff pitch. Just low. Jeffries draws his 5th walk of the season, and 2 runners are aboard with 1 out for the Gatemen.
That is an excellent at-bat for Cody Jeffries, working at 7 pitches, the 7th of which was a breaking ball that he spit on low and inside and gets to take first base after working back from down in the count.
Bring us back to the top of the lineup with Jim Jarvis. He flew out to right field on a well-hit ball his first time up. First pitch to him. He shows bunt and pushes it foul.
That's been a theme for the past few games now for the Gatemen. A lot of guys showing bunts, and really nobody's gotten it down.
He showed bunt very late there, trying to catch the third baseman Ducart by surprise, but also you're late getting to that baseball. Ducart backing up from his third base spot. 0-1. Jarvis bunts again down the third base line. Ducart missed the bare hand. Despina rounds third. He's going to score. Ducart whiffed a bare hand in the grass, and it's a tie game. How about that, Nick?
Well, first of all, Jarvis proving me wrong just a moment ago, getting that bunt down finally. Really nice to see. But Despina taking all 4 bases due to some hustle. The double to lead it off on a ball that landed in front of the center fielder, and then a heads-up play, not just stopping at third, but moving all the way around third base on a ball that didn't leave the infield. Just recognized that there was nobody backing up the third baseman, who missed the bare hand, took home, and tied the ball game up.
Still runners on first and second for Tres Gonzalez, 1 away. First pitch to him misses low. And I'll be interested to see how this is scored.
I mean, that's a bare hand play. That's a single. And that is Despina going second to home on a bunt single.
And that's it, an RBI single. That pitch inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Gonzalez. And so now the leading run is on second for the Gatemen. Scoring here early at Spillane, already a 3-3 game. We're in the bottom of the second. Gonzalez singled and scored his first time up.
After a 3-0 grind last night, are you
Right.
complaining?
I'm not.
This is nice to see. The Bats are alive early in the second.
8-4 game the last time these two teams played. Plenty of base runners. As the 2-0's in for a strike.
These two teams met in the home opener here for the Gatemen at Spillane Field. Supposed to play again the next day, but it was rained out after 2.5 innings. That game started and was not finished in Falmouth.
2-1 outside. 3-1 hitters count for Tres Gonzalez. His single in the first was a line drive up the middle. And the center fielder Hall is still playing deep where he could drop one in. The 3-1 pitch. Strike on the outer edge. Nice fastball from Jasiak.
That's a really competitive pitch from Jasiak. As a pitcher, it can be easy to fall into a 3-1 pitch. You know, got to get it over. Got to throw a fastball over the plate. But that was well located, kept it away from the barrel of Gonzalez, and now it's 3-2.
Jasiak working from the belt. A look at Jarvis at second. Payoff pitch, fouled away.
Now with the confidence in a 3-2 count to come with the breaking ball is Jasiak. Gonzalez. Tip of the cap to him for spoiling a pretty good pitch.
Second payoff pitch coming for Gonzalez. Here it is. Swung on, driven, deep left field. Sayre heading back, starting to settle under it. Near the wall, makes the catch. Jeffries will hold at second, Jarvis at first. So a loud fly out for Gonzalez, but ultimately unproductive. Runners stay put.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit and just missed it. That was the ball he drove the other way. Just a tad underneath it. Sayre able to settle beneath it, make the play.
And so a tie game ushers in Cade Kern, who already hit a 2-run homer to left his first time up and already gets to come up again in the second. First pitch to him is fouled back, but he's got 2 runners on and 2 away in a tie game. A big moment for the right fielder from Ohio State.
Well, the home run tonight didn't travel as far as his first one did, but it still made it a third of the way up in the bleachers out in left center field. And that's a spot we haven't seen anybody hit in this ballpark thus far.
0-1. Breaking ball for a strike.
The wind wasn't helping him out in that direction either. It's going out toward right tonight, as it usually does here at Spillane Field. And for balls hit to left center, if anything, it hurts just a little bit.
Kern 2 for his last 9, but they were both deep shots to left. Here's the 0-2. High and outside. Good take by Kern. Wasn't a competitive pitch from Jasiak. And Kern digs back into the box immediately. Two on, 2 out, tie game. And the 1-2 pitch coming. Check swing, did he go? He did. Kern questioning the call, but first base umpire Frank Auditori said he went around. And it'll stay at a tie game. The Gatemen get 1 off an RBI bunt single from Jim Jarvis. 3-3 game. And we'll take it down to our sideline reporter, Julia Joseph, with an update. Take it away, Julia.
I'm here with catcher Jimmy Cooks. Jimmy, last night you hit a clutch 7th inning double following a home run in the game before. How are you feeling behind the plate?
Feeling good. I'm feeling comfortable back there. Starting to get used to all the pitchers. Just taking it game by day. And just doing my thing back there. So.
The team has lost 3 games in a row. What do you guys need to do tonight to get back on track?
Just take it pitch by pitch and just compete up there and do damage on the mound. So that's all we can do.
Great. Thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Here again from Spillane Field for the top of the 3rd inning. The Falmouth Commodores coming back to the plate in a 3-3 tie with the Wareham Gatemen. Nick Clayton back on the mound for the 3rd time tonight. Struggled a little bit through his first 2, giving up 3 runs already, but trying to settle in here at a new ball game with 7 innings to play as he delivers the first pitch outside to the leadoff man, Braden Taylor.
Well, and he's gotten some help from the offense, so it doesn't feel so lonely on the mound. He's getting run support. 3-3 game.
There's strike 1 to Taylor, who is widely considered one of the best players in the country, coming off a big year where he hit .324 at TCU. Clayton coming right at him with fastballs. Gets the second one over the plate for strike 2.
Yeah, when Braden is draft eligible, people are going to be chomping at the bit.
Goes to second base here on a line, fielded on a hop by Jim Jarvis, who throws to first and gets out number 1.
You will be hearing Braden Taylor's name in the next couple years, no doubt about it, though, Nick.
Yes, you will. Batting 3rd here for the Commodores, and with that hard ground out to second base, that'll bring up Jake Ducart. Walked his first time up, scored a run. Clayton lets a breaking ball get away from him there.
Ducart with a nice start to his Cape League season. He had a bases clearing double last night as that pitch comes in for a strike to make it a 1-1 count, Nick. He was 1 for 2 against Hyannis last night. That double was huge. That was the difference in the game when those 3 runs came in.
There's the changeup from Clayton. Got the swing and a miss as that one dove low and away from the lefty Ducart. Ducart now steps back in, resets, takes a deep breath, and now calls for time. Clayton had already started his windup. Ducart wasn't even looking at him. But Clayton, wanting to work quickly, comes again here with a breaking ball in the dirt. Blocked by Simillo, evens the count at 2. Breeze now is shifted a little bit, blowing straight out towards center field. As here's the 2-2 from Clayton. That ball's driven to deep left center field. Drifting over is Gonzalez. He settles under it and makes the catch for out number 2.
I'll tell you what, Nick, there have been some hard-hit balls tonight that just haven't quite had enough on them. How many flyouts have we seen to deep right center and left center? It's been 4 or 5 already, and we're just in the top of the 3rd inning. A well-hit ball from Ducart, but just not quite enough on it to get out of here.
So here's Jace Borfin in the left-handed batter's box, singled in his first trip, and takes ball 1 from Clayton.
Yeah, drove in a run.
Clayton really working the tempo now. Out of the windup with nobody aboard here in the top of the 3rd inning.
As he should. I mean, he's had a little bit of a tough start to this game, but now that he's starting to roll a little bit, pick up that pace.
Slow roller to second base. Jarvis will have another chance and gets the out that time. So the 3rd out of the inning will send it to the bottom of the 3rd in a tie ball game. Thanks for joining us on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone. A home run.
That home run's brought to you by Eastern Propane and Oil. Another scholarship for a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, including new majors in sport and recreational management, graphic design, marketing, and computer science online at www.currycollege.edu. Whether you are recently retired or still working, Fairway Financial can help you create clearly defined retirement income strategies to help protect your wealth, create guaranteed income for life, and provide a legacy for your family. We are committed to earning your trust by thoroughly understanding your goals and dreams and helping you gain greater financial confidence. To learn more, visit Fairway Financial in South Yarmouth or go to fairwayfinancial.net.
The sun just beginning to set here at Spillane Field in Wareham, Massachusetts. Nick Magas here alongside Jack Sadighian in this tie ball game going into the Gatemen half of the third inning. It'll be a Diodati, Williams, and Brannigan.
I'll tell you what, sun setting, I'm happy to bring on the night breeze and get that sun out of the sky. It's been a hot day here in Wareham, Nick, but a beautiful one and another beautiful sunset. Looks like it's coming here at Spillane Field.
Yeah, it was as humid as it was hot out here. Jack and I stepped outside into the backyard a little bit this afternoon and sweating after a good 10 or 15 minutes.
A little bit of Georgia weather. I mean, I felt like I was
right
back
at home
down south.
So Diodati to lead it off. Digs into the left side. Jasiak out of the stretch and delivers the first pitch of the bottom of the third. That one's lying down the right field line. Into the corner it goes. Diodati around first base. He'll get into second standing up with a leadoff double. And that is a good start and a good sign for the Gatemen, who already have 3 runs in this ballgame.
When you were starting to worry about Diodati just a little bit, he was 0 for his last 5, and obviously that's not really considered a slump, but you wanted to see him get going. Beautiful double down the line. Easily past the glove of Taylor Smith at first and into the corner. And that's the leading run on base for the Gatemen. They've been able to bring in runs today, something that hasn't been a theme for them through the first 6 games, Nick.
That's true, and sometimes the best way to break a slump is to come up swinging at the first pitch, as Williams kind of in the same situation and does the same thing right there. That one was a fastball just up and out of the zone, but he offered at it, and the count's 0-1.
He did single his last time up, though, pushed a grounder through the left side.
Williams now with a runner in scoring position. Diodati at second base. And he sends one back toward right field, but Borfin is there to make the play. And Diodati tagging up will take third base on a fairly deep line out off the bat of Justin Williams.
That's a good swing. That's another one of those deep fly balls where it's solid contact. I mean, he was a little late on it, but overall, a good at-bat and a hard-hit ball for Justin Williams. And you'll take that. You move the runner over to third as well. So it's a productive out. He gets Brannigan to the plate with the leading run 90 feet away.
That's exactly what they needed Simillo to do last time after Despina led it off with a double in the second. This time Williams able to get it to the right side. Diodati takes third, and now with 1 out, a ball in play from Brannigan should score the run as that one's lined to the second baseman and caught. Right on cue, Brannigan barrels it up, but some tough luck for the Gatemen offense as it's the second out of the inning.
And so we've talked a lot, Nick, about the Gatemen leaving runners on and missing opportunities, but you cannot complain about that at-bat for Jack Brannigan. Smoked the first pitch he saw. It just happened to be right into the second baseman, Curiali's glove, who had moved up near the infield grass. That's just a really tough break for the third baseman out of Notre Dame. We'll see if Despina can bring in the run.
Well, Despina also likes to swing early in counts, and Jasiak needs to be careful here. There was a fastball caught the outside corner for strike 1. A good first pitch. Despina didn't like the call, but
looked like a strike to me, Nick.
Yeah, he'll have to deal with it with a 0-1 count now. Diodati still running from third. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. It's a 3-3 tie. The 0-1 to Despina. Chopped foul to the right side. Gatemen have come out aggressive in this inning. Diodati doubling on the first pitch of the inning. Williams hitting a ball hard early in the count, and then Brannigan barreling one up as well on the first pitch he saw. But now Despina finds himself down 0-2.
And he doubled his first time up as well. Ended up scoring in the second.
Base running was the highlight of the second inning for Wareham. Here's the 0-2 from Jasiak. Thought about it, but held it up. That was a good hard slider, and Despina able to check it up, take a ball.
I thought that was closer to going around than Kearns called strike 3. I mean, he was very close to going around. Just able to hold his swing, though, and he'll get to see another one.
Jasiak set. Here's the 1-2. Low and away. Despina evens the count at 2. Sun continuing to set here in Wareham, casting long shadows across the outfield. Falmouth outfielders playing fairly straight up, spread out. Diodati coming from third. 90 feet away would be the lead run. Here's the 2-2 to Despina. Checked up, blocked nicely by Jake Meyer, and that's ball 3.
Yeah, that almost got away. Bounced off Meyer, and Despina as well stayed right by the plate. Diodati couldn't move. But a nice job by Despina working back to a full count after falling behind 0-2. Just because you work back to a full count, though, doesn't mean you need to take a hack here. Make sure it's in the strike zone.
Here's the payoff pitch. Down the right field line, just foul. Oh, that was so close. Despina got a breaking ball, turned on it, and sent it down the line, just foul by a few feet.
When he saw that all the way, he just jumped a little early at it, Nick. That was roped. Probably about 2 feet foul.
Same place where Diodati doubled to lead off the inning, and Taylor Smith at first base is still playing fairly well off the line. We try it again at 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Diodati goes down on strikes, and once again, the Gatemen strand the leadoff man aboard. Diodati left 90 feet away, and we are still in a 3-3 tie here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you. Located on the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Discover Keystone Place, the best option in Cape Cod.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
We appreciate
Back for the top of the 4th inning, Nick Magas alongside Jack Sadighian on the Gatemen Baseball Network. It'll be Meyer, Sayer, and Smith for the Commodores, locked in a 3-3 tie with the Gatemen. Nick Clayton started the ball game out of Clemson for Wareham. Went 3 innings, gave up 3 runs, just 2 of them earned. And with that, it'll bring on Spencer Miles, the junior out of Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah, Miles, 1 outing so far on the Cape League season. That was against Falmouth in the home opener. He threw an inning, gave up a run off of a hit with a walk and a hit batter and a strikeout. So I hope he can do better his second time out, Nick. Low 90s pitcher. Decent sinker and a nice breaking ball as well.
The numbers were not where he wanted them this year. 2-6 was the record with an ERA a tick over 7. 10 starts, 16 total appearances, 60 1/3 innings pitched on the year. Walks were a little bit of an issue for him in his year at Missouri, and he'll need to clean that up, especially with the way things are going on the pitching side for the Gatemen in these recent games, putting a lot of batters on base. Samillo, who started the game behind the plate, will be his catcher. He throws the ball down to second base, and they toss it around the infield as we're set to go here for the fourth.
The big thing for him has definitely just been control on walks, and we saw that a little bit his first time out. But a clean slate here in a tie game against Falmouth. We'll see what he can do. He's got the bottom of the order as well.
So this is Jake Meyer coming up. As he takes a pitch, takes a strike. Spencer Miles off to a good start in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, nice, confident breaking ball from Miles.
Miles with a fastball there, blew it by him. It's 0-2.
So he goes breaking ball and then comes back with a fastball that Meyer can't keep up with. That's a great combination.
Nobody on base. Miles wants to work out of the windup, steps off, resets, now delivers the 0-2. That one down the right field line, foul. A similar spot to where we saw Despina's shot go last inning. Both of those tailing away from the ball field and just foul.
Well, this time instead of being early like Despina was, the righty Meyer was just a little bit late on that pitch. Breeze starting to pick up, though, Nick, out in right field. Not good news for pitchers.
The 0-2 again from Miles. That's a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. It gets away from Samillo, and he throws it to first base, and they get the out. Wow, what a wild play.
Oh, my.
As Meyer didn't realize that ball got away from Samillo. So it was strike 3 on the swing. It got past Samillo. Meyer hung out in the box for an extra split second or two, and the throw from Samillo was off the bag to first, but with Meyer getting a late jump down the line, Despina was able to move over there and get the bag before he got there.
I got to say, Nick, I mean, I hate to say it, as that first pitch to Sayre is fouled off. That is lazy base running from Meyer. Not only did he get a late jump, he started jogging down the first base line, and then when the throw was inaccurate, realized and tried to speed up at the last second to touch the bag. He could have easily made it to first with the inaccurate throw.
And that's the kind of thing you know the scouts will be looking at. I don't know how many we have today, but it's been consistently between 10 and 15 sitting right below us.
At least,
behind
yeah.
home plate. The 1-1 from Miles is checked up, taken for a ball for Alex Sayre. And Samillo was really the luckiest man in that last wild play we saw. The ball got by him. It was a pitch that I don't think even hit the dirt. And then he didn't make a good throw and got away with both of them. So the 2-2 now swung on and missed as Miles pulls the string on Sayre and gets out number 2 on his second strikeout of the inning.
Yeah, Miles is looking great. And it's great that they got the out on the first batter, because how tough would it be after you have a subpar outing your first time out to strike out the first batter and he still reaches base?
It would be brutal.
It would be brutal.
Miles, a bit of a late bloomer as a pitching prospect. Actually came out of high school hitting .429 as a senior in 2019. But getting the work done on the mound now at the University of Missouri. As he delivers the first pitch, that one's fouled off. The bat of the 8-hitter Taylor Smith, who reached on an error to the shortstop in his first trip. Miles shakes, now delivers the 0-1. It's a slider away. Here he comes out of the windup again. That one's a swing and a miss, and that's a good-looking slider from Spencer Miles, who, after struggling with the control of that pitch in his first outing, really starting to get it settled down here, finding the zone, keeping it away from the barrels of these Falmouth hitters. And he now is ahead of his third straight batter this inning. It's 1-2. Comes with a fastball high, evens the count.
You'd love to see Smith go 1, 2, 3. That would be huge for him.
And why not strike out the side? Here's the 2-2. Got him! Strike 3. Spencer Miles comes storming back after a tough first outing and does strike out the side. We're going to the bottom of the fourth. Stay with us right here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Serving southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Office Technology Group has been the area's source for advanced digital multifunctional copiers since 2009. Call Office Technology Group at 508-858-5825.
What's up, Gatemen fans? Looking for Wareham jerseys, shirts, and hats? You can find all of that and more online at gatemen.org/shop. Visit to get all your Gatemen gear today. Bottom of the fourth coming your way on the Gatemen Baseball Network. It'll be Samillo, Jeffries, and Jarvis as the Gatemen attempt to flip the order in this tie ball game. Knotted at 3 here at Spillane Field. Nick Magas alongside Jack Sadighian. And after the Gatemen started hot, 2 runs in the first, 1 run in the second. They didn't get any in the third after a leadoff double from Diodati was stranded. And now Samillo, who grounded out to third in his first time up, comes to the plate for the second time tonight. Takes a first pitch up and inside.
Yeah, he had a tough roll over to third his first time up. It was a situation where he needed to at least advance the runner. Despina ended up scoring, so it didn't hurt him.
Jasiak back on the mound for the Commodores. In his first start here in the CCBL, after coming off a really nice season at the University of South Florida. Comes set, delivers the 0-2. Samillo takes a breaking ball for a strike. Here's the 2-1 to Samillo. Driven out toward left center field. That one is toward the gap, but coming on is Sayer to make the play and record out number 1.
Another well-hit ball. It just hung in the air a little bit too long. Sayer was able to come and make the play. The last, now 4 hitters for the Gatemen have had good at-bats, but they've all been outs. So a little bit of tough luck for Wareham.
Yeah, Samillo just reaching out to get that pitch, grabbed it off the end of the bat, and it was sinking as it carried into left center field as Jeffrey steps in and takes a first pitch strike.
Jeffries had a great at-bat his first time up. Drew a walk after falling behind.
He's behind here, 0-1. The pitch from Jasiak is also drilled to left center field. Once again, Sayer there to make the play.
I mean,
what are you going to do, Jack?
You barrel them up. That's the best you can hope for. They're just not quite far enough into the gaps.
The second baseman, number 28, Jim Jarvis.
So that brings us back to the top of the order. Here in the 4th inning, Jim Jarvis comes to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. He flew out hard to right in the first and then singled in the second, as he's back on track after going 0 for 3 last night. Takes a first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Backdoor breaking ball from Jasiak. Once again catches the edge. It's 0-2.
So 2 good pitches to start off Jarvis. Now he's got to choke up, try and get a base hit. His go-to with 2 strikes has been up the middle.
Well, he'll just try and stay inside the baseball here as he checks it up, takes a ball. Got away from the catcher, but with nobody aboard. Not a big deal. Tres Gonzalez waiting on deck if we get there. 2 outs, bases empty here in the bottom of the 4th. Breeze has died down a little bit. Just about everybody in the field playing their positions. The 1-2 to Jarvis. Grounded towards second base. Curiali gobbles it up, throws to first, and gets out number 3. So the Gatemen scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second. They're scoreless in the 3rd and the 4th. We're tied at 3. Be back for the 5th on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
South Coast Health Operators of Charlton Memorial, St. Luke's, and Toby Hospitals delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as Southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Healthcare, plus something more.
Catchers aren't the only ones protecting home. With Rogers Gray, you have more coastal homeowners insurance options and a true expertise in their people. Protect your home with Rogers Gray. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all of your coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jack Sadighian, or Nick Magas.
You don't like saying my name tonight, do you?
I don't. I just can't stand it, Nick. 3-3 game, and a new pitcher on the mound, the 3rd one for the Gatemen tonight. Sam Natera, the left-hander out of New Mexico.
Yeah, from New Mexico State. Hails from Juarez, Mexico. One of a few international guys we have here on this Gatemen team. Actually started the game in Falmouth, the one that was rained out after 2.5 innings. So he threw 2 scoreless, looked really good to start off. Had a couple walks, had a little bit of trouble, but navigated through those 2 innings successfully. You won't see any of that in the stat sheet, of course, as the game went down as a no contest. But Natera back on the mound now in relief. It was Clayton and then Miles for an inning who struck out the side and then takes a seat. And Sammy goes back to work against the 9-hitter in this Commodore order.
Yep, he'll have Anthony Hall, Cody Colden, and Michael Curiali in the 5th. 3-3 game, all the runs for each team in the first 2 innings. They each scored 2 in the first and 1 in the 3rd, and the scoring has started to slow down a little bit as the first pitch to Hall is fouled straight back. Hall singled his first time up in the 2nd. (0-1) in the dirt. Natera, as we found out his first time in the rotation against Falmouth, though, loves to work very quickly, Nick.
Mm-hmm. He certainly does. He has a deceptive delivery as well. Hides the baseball pretty well behind his back before he fires fastballs in between 90 and 94 miles per hour, as we saw in Falmouth.
That pitch was a fastball in for a strike to make it 1-2 to Hall. Natera from the windup. That pitch fouled off. Still a ball and 2 strikes for the center fielder, Hall.
Natera coming off a year where he went 2-3 with a 6.47 ERA.
1-2, breaking ball outside. He's pitched better than those numbers, though, Nick, from what we've seen so far this summer.
He has. His stuff is really good, and when he's on, he is unhittable. It's the walks that kill him. 41.
That pitch popped up, gets out of play. So still 2-2 to Anthony Hall. But we saw that a little bit in his 2 innings as well. I mean, he didn't give up any runs, but he walked 3 hitters.
Yeah, as I was saying, walked 41 in a season where he threw just 48 and 2/3 innings. So almost a walk per inning for Natera.
2-2. Breaking ball just inside. Thought he might get the call on that one.
Sammy wanted it, and I wanted it too, to be honest with you. Dragged it right back over the inside part of the plate. Umpire Jason Klump didn't agree, and we'll do it with 3-2.
The pitch fouled away again. Anthony Hall making Natera work.
We've seen the fastball and the slider, but my favorite pitch that Natera throws is actually his splitter.
The 8th pitch of the at-bat popped up and out of play. Still a full count to Anthony Hall.
The splitter for Natera looks a little bit like a changeup, but it's a pitch that not too many guys in this league can throw and can throw effectively. The key for it is for him to be able to keep it down, keep it below the zone. We'll see what he comes with 3-2.
Another payoff. Comebacker for Natera. He snags it and tosses it over to first for the first out. Natera flashing the leather a little bit. 1 away in the top of the 5th, and still nobody on in a tie game for the leadoff man, Cody Colden.
Colden continues to struggle a little bit in this Cape Cod League. We talked about him having a good year at Washington State this year, but the on-base percentage has dipped now below 200 as he's 0 for 2 in his first 2 at-bats.
6-3 ground out, then a 6-4 fielder's choice. Did record an RBI on the fielder's choice in the second. First pitch to him misses. He's been mostly leadoff for Falmouth, has moved around a little bit in the lineup.
Didn't want to give Colden a chance to get in the box there, but he's feeling good right now. Why would he?
Yeah, Colden had to step away. 1-0, chopped down the first base line. Natera has it. Quick throw to first in time. A little bit of a tough play for Natera, but he now records the second 1-3 putout of the inning. And he's out away from keeping this tied at 3 with nobody on base in the 5th.
Well, the scouts all touch their pencils to their papers, as they know now. Natera can field his position. That's a concern for pitchers in some situations. But you saw him get his glove down on a ground ball a moment ago, and now moving over toward the first base line to spin and make a short throw to first.
First pitch now to Curiali is fouled over Wareham's dugout on the first base side.
Pitchers are athletes too. There's no doubt about that for Natera, who was he was school MVP in both baseball and basketball as a high schooler.
0-1, up and out of the zone. Curiali hit by a pitch and scored in the first, then struck out in the second. That retired the side. Natera was in his windup, but for some reason, home plate umpire Jason Klump walked away from the plate. I'm not sure what happened there, but Natera will have to reset.
Yeah, and he's frustrated because that's now the second late time that's gotten called on him this inning. If you're a pitcher, you start that motion. You don't want to stop for anything.
1-1 is in for a strike, so unfazed. He's a strike away from going 1-2-3. Here's the 1-2 upstairs.
Well, Sammy's a little bit frustrated now, and he's using that in the best way possible. He is locked in. He is focused and working quickly here. We're not wasting any time for the 2-2.
Shakes off a couple pitches. 2-2. Called strike 3. Sammy Natera with a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 5th. And it's still tied last of the 5th in a moment on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served Southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
That double play is brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Tie ball game as we head to the last of the 5th. 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up for the Gatemen, but a new pitcher on the mound for the Commodores. It's Levi Wells out of Texas Tech. He's had 1 appearance on the Cape League season against Harwich a couple days ago, went 1 2/3, gave up an unearned run off of 2 hits and 2 walks with a strikeout. Wells, the right-hander, will start his work against the lefty Tres Gonzalez. Gonzalez 1 for 2 with a base hit and a run in the first. First pitch, low. Wells in the warm-up showed off a fastball, slider, and a curveball. That one lifted high into left field. Sayre settles underneath it after moving a tad to his right and makes the grab. 1 away in the last of the 5th.
Well, the Gatemen did a good job getting on the Commodore starter. It was Jack Jasiak to start the ball game for Falmouth, making his first CCBL start. He went 4 innings, gave up 3 runs.
First pitch to Cade Kern is a strike. Kern, the big 2-run homer in the first, then struck out in the second on a questionable strike 3 call that said he went around. He didn't think so. 0-1 from Wells, breaking ball for a strike. 2 nice pitches to start off Kern.
Well, that one split the plate, and Kern was just a little off balance out in front of it and had to think for a moment before he stepped out of the box and got reset.
Here's the 0-2. Check swing. He did not go around.
There was no way the first base umpire was going to call him out for the second time this game on a check swing.
So 1-2 count for Cade Kern. 1 out, nobody on. Tie game in the last of the 5th. Here's the pitch from Wells. In the dirt. Nice pick by Meyer.
And not that it matters, but holy cow.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was a 58-foot fastball. He just stuck the glove out and said, hey, look what I found.
Here's the 2-2. Poked out to the right side, a dribbler for the first baseman Smith. Wells covers the bag and gets the toss for the first out. Or second out, excuse me.
And Wells was lucky that wasn't a closer play at first base because Kern had time to break stride before he ran into Wells. But Levi was coming over to cover the first base bag and did what you tell pitchers from a young age not to do, which is cross the baseline when you receive the ball at first. Kern booking it down the line almost ran into him as Wells was standing with his legs splitting the first base line.
So 2 outs and nobody on for Diodati. Doubled down the right field line his last time up. His first hit in 5 at-bats. Good to see. First pitch to him. Misses inside. Some big scoring in the first couple innings. 6 combined runs, 3 for each side. We've been scoreless at 2.5 since. 1-0, poked foul.
Talked about Diodati trying to move behind the plate from his normal position out in left field. He wants to catch for Alabama next year, and hopefully we get to see him later in this Cape League season behind the plate. But what a lot of people don't know is he was actually born left-handed, so that's why he hits lefty. Made the switch to be a righty because you can play more positions on the baseball field.
Smart thing to do as that pitch misses. 2-1 to Diodati. But you really do limit yourself when you're left-handed in the field. You either pretty much have to play first base or somewhere in the outfield. 2-1, grounded right side, in between the legs of Smith. Diodati around first, and he's into second standing up. That went 5-hole on Taylor Smith. And Diodati is in scoring position as the leading run with 2 away. And Justin Williams coming to the plate.
Well, that was the exact same ball he hit his last time up. This time Taylor Smith over there hugging the line a little bit, trying to guard against that double. But you can position yourself as well as you want. If you can't come up with the baseball, it doesn't do you any good. And for the second consecutive inning, Owen Diodati is standing on second base after a ball down the right field line.
First error we've seen from Falmouth. There have been a couple on the Gatemen side. The righty Williams waiting for Wells' first pitch. This is a righty-righty matchup. First pitch upstairs. Williams 1 for 2 with a single in the first. And then a deep fly out in the third. Advanced Diodati to third with 1 out. But he was left stranded. 1-0. Upstairs again. So we'll see if Diodati can be brought in from scoring position this time.
He'll take a base hit here, though, with 2 outs. Big hole on the right side. Now Curiali over to cover it.
2-0 fastball for a strike.
Curiali working with the runner Diodati at second base, just trying to keep him close. Not necessarily holding him on, but just making sure that he doesn't get too good of a jump on a base hit into the outfield. Can't score standing up from second.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. That is popped up and out of play.
Williams, a member of the Big Ten all-freshman team, his first year at Penn State in 2019. Had a bit of a slow start at the plate, but a good year at Penn State this year. Hit 300 with 11 doubles, 5 homers, knocked in 22.
Diodati a big lead off of second. 2-2 pitch. Driven to third on a hop. Dukart has it and tosses it across the diamond for the third out. What a play from the third baseman, Jake Dukart, to keep it at a tie ball game. Top of the 6th in a moment, but first we will toss it down to our sideline reporter, Julia Joseph, with an update. Take it away, Julia.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Jeffrey Gilbert. Now, you guys are off to a very different start than last night. It's 3-3. What do you guys need to focus on to keep the runs coming in?
Yeah, I think a good thing that we've done tonight is hitters have put up pretty good ABs. We've hit well with runners in scoring position, and the pitchers so far have kept us in the game. They've thrown strikes, eliminated the free pass, and so far we're in this game, and we got a chance to win one here in the later innings.
And we just witnessed a pitching change. Clayton's out, Sammy Natera's in. What are you hoping to see from Sammy at the mound?
Yeah, same thing that Clayton did. Clayton filled up the strike zone pretty well. I think Sammy, that's his job. He knows it. He's one of those guys who just fills up the strike zone, throws a lot of strikes, induces contact, and hopefully as he continues to do that, we can get to our closers and get a lead and hopefully finish this ball game out.
Great. Thanks, Jeffrey.
Yeah, no problem.
We head now to the top of the sixth, still tied here at Spillane Field. Taylor, Dukart, Borfin due up for the Commodores. It's the first pitch to Taylor is well inside. Natera with a 1-2-3 inning and a strikeout in the fifth. No runs have come across from either side in the last 2 innings.
Natera looked really solid in his first inning of work, showing it off, getting off the mound to make a couple of plays, 2 consecutive 1-3 putouts before he struck out Curiali, looking to end the fifth.
Here's the 2-0. Check swing, foul. Taylor is 0 for 2 with a fly out to center and a ground out to second.
And we mentioned before, he struggled with walks. He struggled with his control throughout his season at New Mexico State this year. Got us into some trouble in his first, we'll call it a fake start in Falmouth with a few walks as well. But when he throws strikes, as he did last inning, the stuff is there, and he can be incredibly effective, especially against right-handed hitters.
Here's the 3-1. Right down the middle. Full count for Braden Taylor. We've mentioned how Taylor had a breakout year at TCU this past year. He came from a non-hotbed, Nick, out of West Jordan, Utah. You don't see a lot of baseball players coming out of there. Payoff pitch. Swung at it and fouled it over the left side. It was more of a defensive swing as it came in on his hands.
Yeah, that was a don't hit me swing. At the last minute, Natera was starting that fastball inside with the run away from, or run to his arm side toward a lefty batter. It got up and in really quickly on the left-handed Braden Taylor, but he's able to fight it off in the most urgent way possible. And the count's 3-2.
See if Natera can hone in on this one. Second payoff. Popped him up. That's in shallow left. Brannigan calling everybody off and makes the grab. 1 away in the sixth now, tie ball game. And nobody on base for the cleanup man, Jake Dukart. Dukart walked and scored his first time up in the first, and then flew out to center. This will be a lefty-lefty matchup for Natera. Retired the first 4 he's faced. First pitch to Dukart is driven well out to left field. That'll back up Diodati close to the wall. Now he stops in his tracks and makes the catch. 2 away. Another one of those hard-hit balls, Nick. Just not enough on it.
No, but that was another good pitch by Natera, and he is locked in now. Has the full mix going and taking down these Commodore hitters one by one.
First pitch,
2 outs here in the sixth.
First pitch to the lefty, Dorfin misses. He's taken down 5 in a row. Another time call.
He wants to work quickly, and this home plate umpire has called time on him now 3 times. And while I can't completely disagree with the call, Natera is upset because he doesn't want to start that windup and not be able to finish his pitch.
That pitch driven into center field. Gonzalez coming on, makes the catch. 6 straight retired for Sammy Natera. As you said, Nick, locked in on the mound, and it stays tied heading to the last of the 6th on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit. Give us a call at 877-752-6025 to get started today.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950s-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Baseball Factory's vision is to guide both players and parents through the college recruiting process and to professionally train players in order to find a school that is the right fit, both academically and athletically. Contact us at 877-752-6025.
Tie game, last of the 6th on the Gatemen Baseball Network. After 6 combined runs in the first 2 innings, the scoring has come to a screeching halt. 7 scoreless frames. Gatemen will try and end that with Brannigan, Despina, and Samillo, the 6, 7, 8 hitters, coming up against Levi Wells, who's out for his 2nd inning of work in the bottom of the 6th.
Brannigan to lead it off out of Orland Park, Illinois. Plays for the University of Notre Dame now, coming off a really good year as a two-way player. Hit .295, 6 home runs this year in what was a really good season for Notre Dame across the board. They won a lot of ball games this season.
They lost to Mississippi State in the Super Regional, but Brannigan in that Super Regional, 4 for 12 with a homer and 3 RBIs. He was great. He's 0 for 2 in this ball game with a hard line out to second his last time up in the 3rd. First pitch from Wells. Pumps in a fastball for a strike.
And that lineout was a tough break. With a runner at 3rd, I believe it was Diodati at the time, and he barreled that ball up with the infield in, and Curiali just in the right place at the right time to take away a hit that would have scored a run.
0-1, fouled back. But the Gatemen were excited to get Brannigan, who's now making his 3rd start in the lineup.
The first of many that you will see on this roster for the Gatemen team that weren't here for the early part of the year.
The Summer League carousel begins. Starts with Jack Brannigan. 0-2, low and away. Cool to see him at Notre Dame, though. I mean, he grew up going to Notre Dame football games as a kid. His grandpa and his uncle went to Notre Dame, so excited to go to school there. 1-2, just fouled back. And the Gatemen are happy to have him. He's a great hitter, fast on the bases. In his career, Nick, he's stolen home plate twice. How rare is that?
Well, it's rare to do it once. Twice is something you don't see very often.
1-2, fouled back again. 3 straight foul offs for Brannigan.
Mentioned he's a two-way player. I don't believe we'll get to see him on the mound in this Cape League season.
He really didn't pitch much.
He didn't pitch much. No, but he pitched in big-time situations. They relied on him when they needed outs in very select situations, but he's reliable.
Another 1-2 in the dirt.
Off to a bit of a slow start this CCBL season with the bat, 2 for 11 now. But we expect him to be with the Gatemen for the rest of the summer, and certainly plenty of time for him to get it going.
He really burst on the scene. I talked about how he stole home twice. First time he did it was against North Carolina his freshman year. Went viral. Everybody knew who he was. 2-2. Fouled off again.
He is battling right here. This is a tough at bat from a really tough player.
He just wants us to keep talking about him.
Well, we're not running out of
He's
things to
loving
say,
it.
are we?
Not at all.
He can probably hear us. We actually can confirm that, yes, everybody at home plate can hear us. We learned that last night, so I don't know what that does. I mean, we still have to continue to do our jobs, for better or for worse, but I am thinking about it now.
Been nice to get into his story a little bit, though. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. So Brannigan, a tough fought at bat, but he'll have to head back to the dugout. 1 away now in the last of the 6th. Tie ball game between the Gatemen and the Commodores. Despina to the plate. 1 for 2 with a double in the second. It was a wacky play. He hit a line drive into right center. Borfin and Hall collided as they both dove for it. And Despina was able to get to second, later scored. First pitch to him. Grounded down the left side, backhanded by Colden. The throw to first is late. What an effort by Cody Colden, the shortstop. But it's not enough, and Despina aboard with an infield single. That's the leading run on first for the Gatemen with 1 away in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, I'm just impressed that Colden got to that baseball. Deep in the hole, able to get the throw off and make it a close-ish play. I mean, on a ball that is deep in the hole, and he's off balance making that throw, delivers a strike on a hop, and well, Despina was able to beat it by a step and a half. Impressive. Cody Colden showing off the arm.
We'll bring up Nick Samillo, 0 for 2. Did have a hard hit fly out to left in the 4th. First pitch to him misses inside.
The pitching and the defense have really buckled down for both teams in this ballgame. Both of these squads got 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and have been scoreless since then.
(1-0) misses low. But you're right, Nick. I mean, the scoring just suddenly came to a stop after it seemed like we were going to have a really high-scoring ball game.
We needed a high-scoring ball game too. Gatemen lost 3-0 at the hands of Brewster last night. It was a run from Brewster here, a run for Brewster there, and when it was all said and done, felt like nobody scored for the entire game. Of course, the Gatemen didn't.
This is a big game in the standings after a couple losses for the Gatemen. Braves are in first with 12 points, and it's Falmouth with 7 points in second. The Gatemen tied for third with 4 points. 2-0 cut on and missed.
And to remind everybody listening, it's 2 points for a win,
Yes.
1 point for a tie, and obviously nothing for a loss. So to keep everybody in tune with exactly what that means.
A win today for the Gatemen would put them 1 point back from Falmouth, who's in second. And the top 2 teams from each division make the playoffs this year. Normally it's 8 teams, but just 4 teams in the 2021 season. 2-1 fouled back.
I like this format, to be honest with you. I think it gives puts a little more emphasis on the regular season.
It's more competitive.
It makes it more competitive. It makes the regular season matter more. And with a 40-game slate, it becomes even more. Every game becomes even more important.
And as you get rainouts, the games become even more important than that because there's no makeups this summer. If it gets rained out, just a no contest. 2-2 fouled over the right side. So this big game in the West led to an explosion early, followed by a pitcher takeover.
I think Despina's running from first base. You think he's going here?
I think so.
He has like a 3-foot lead. Now he extends it a little bit, and there he goes.
Pitch popped up. Smith coming over from first has it. Despina not back in time, doubled him up. So he went on the pitch, Nick, and gets doubled up on a foul ball pop out. 3-4 double play, and we are still tied. 7th inning coming on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Imagine waking up to a seaside breeze, a fishing fleet leaving for work, and a crimson sun rising over seals relaxing on the sandbars. This is the experience of Chatham Bars Inn, Cape Cod's premier resort and spa. To learn more about Cape Cod's finest luxury hotel, resort, and spa, visit chathambarzinn.com.
Cape Cod Healthcare offers a comprehensive array of medical services delivered by top-notch teams of healthcare providers. Their physicians provide the best evidence-based and proven medicine at their state-of-the-art facilities. If you need them, they'll be there.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the Cape Cod Baseball League and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Sammy Natera back on the mound for the Gatemen. He's worked through 2 scoreless already. That's 4 scoreless innings now on his season, all of them against Falmouth. And what we didn't mention is the first time out, he was actually pitching in the rain. So, yes, the game was rained out, but, you know, it's not easy to take the mound and throw scoreless innings when the downpours are coming here in Cape Cod. And he told us that he didn't change his grips at all, didn't try and do anything too fancy, just make sure he kept his hands dry. I was constantly changing out the baseball and making sure that the ball was dry and his hands were dry. That's the biggest thing.
I was going to say, Nick, is he didn't change his approach at all. Besides trying to keep his hands dry, he was doing the same thing he normally does on the mound, quick pitching, didn't change his grips at all, didn't grip the baseball any harder necessarily.
But he plays college baseball in New Mexico, so, well, I've never been. I don't know exactly what the weather is like there. My guess is he has not pitched in the rain too often in his career, and he looked right at home, going 2 scoreless through the downpour.
And you guessed correctly. Don't see a ton of rain out there.
So the leadoff man is the catcher, Jake Meyer. He fouls off the second pitch from Natera, and once again, Sammy ahead 0-2. Been getting ahead of hitters all evening. As the sun has now set completely, the lights are on here at Spillane Field. Comes with a breaking ball there. He checked it up. Yes, he did. Samillo out from behind the plate. This time he gets the throw to first. And that is the first out of the inning on a strikeout from Natera. Second strikeout of his outing, and this time it's Meyer going down swinging.
Well, that was less dramatic than the last drop third strike. It was the same hitter, Meyer. He was jogging on the first base line. Samillo lost it, then threw it inaccurately to first, but Meyer's lazy base running still got him nabbed at the bag.
Now Natera delivers a fastball just off the plate to number 18. It's Alex Sayer in the right-handed batter's box. Staring down the lefty Natera, working quickly once again out of the windup with nobody aboard. Another fastball up and away. That's ball 2.
So Sayer struck out swinging his first 2 times up. He said, I'm going to come out this at-bat and take a couple pitches, see if I can get a hitter's count and avoid that strikeout. Did a good job with the first 2.
Here's the 2-0. A fastball for a strike.
I'll tell you what, I thought the pitch before that was a strike, called for a ball. I thought that was a ball, and he got a strike.
Natera once again with a fastball, blew it right by him, 2-2. Sammy's upset on the mound right now. He's upset with some of the calls. He's upset with how late time has been called a few times. And I love to see it as he comes with another fastball. That one's fouled off.
He just uses it to fuel him.
He does. He's channeling all of that frustration in the right direction. And that's something you see that pitchers don't always do. A lot of times they get wild. They turn into head cases on the mound when things aren't going entirely their way. And, you know, Sammy is not like that. He is just staring holes through his catcher right now as he comes with the splitter and gets him on strike 3. For the 3rd time today, Alex Sayer goes down swinging, this time at the hands of Sammy Natera. And that pitch just diving out of the strike zone underneath the bat of the Falmouth left fielder.
That was nasty. Oh, yeah. Such a good pitch. Sayer, no chance, couldn't keep up with it as it ran away from his bat. Natera, 3 strikeouts on his outing, 2 in a row.
And now it's a video game for Samillo behind the plate. He can call whatever pitch he wants in whatever location he wants, and he knows Natera is going to hit the spot. It's Taylor Smith in the box now. He just took a breaking ball for strike one. And that one came with the same pitch, a little in off the plate.
And the thing about Natera is he's a quiet, very humble guy. And to see the energy he's put out on the mound today.
Checks it up. No, he did not go.
I don't know about that one.
It looked to me like he went around, but
So
we'll
there's
keep
a little-
our mouths shut.
A little
It's
more
2-1.
fuel to the fire for Natera.
He steps off the mound, wipes his brow. Now strides back up to the rubber. He has a 2-1 count on the 8-hitter in this Commodore order, Taylor Smith. Got the strike that time, 2-2.
Nice fastball. He has such a live arm. His fastball moves really well, especially when he's up against right-handers.
And it's easy velocity. Doesn't look like he puts a lot of effort into each pitch, but sitting 91 to 94 as here's the 2-2. Called strike 3. Why not, says Sammy Natera, and sits down his third batter of the inning by way of the strikeout. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. Gatemen coming up right here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship. Franklin is proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. This summer, all 10 teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From the Cape to the majors, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin.
Feel the power of a GMC. Test drive one today at Robertson's GMC, down on Cranberry Highway.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you. Located on the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Discover Keystone Place, the best option in Cape Cod.
Back here at Spillane Field, Nick Magas and Jack Sadighian on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Coming into the bottom of this 7th inning, the ball game between the Wareham Gatemen and the Falmouth Commodores tied up at 3 apiece. 3 total runs scored for the Commodores in the first 2 innings, 3 for the Gatemen in the first 2 innings. Nobody has scored since then. And a new pitcher into the ball game for Falmouth. It's Chase Jeter, and we've seen him once before this year, Jack.
Yeah, we have. He went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs off 3 hits with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. Out of Sacred Heart, good fastball and a changeup will be his second pitch that he goes to.
It's Cody Jeffries in the left-handed batter's box, leading it off. Base is empty here in the bottom of the 7th inning as Jeffries takes strike 1.
Jeffries has been good tonight. Walked his first time up, fly out to left the second time on a well-hit ball. I feel like I've been saying that about a lot of guys tonight, but there's been a lot of hard-hit balls that haven't gotten down.
Chops that one toward the dugout. Pitching coach for the Gatemen out of the dugout to make the play with a bare hand. Nice grab right there from George Carlejo. But Jeffries quickly down 0-2. And Jeter working out of the windup. The pitch chopped to the right side. That's wide of the bag and out of play.
Love to see Jeffries get aboard here. Hasn't been a leadoff runner for the Gatemen since the 3rd. when Diodati doubled and was left stranded on third base. A little bit of bad luck kept him there.
That one's off the plate, 1-2 on Cody Jeffries. A defensive replacement in the game as well for Falmouth. It's Bryson Ware out of Auburn taking over at first base. Taylor Smith got the start over there at first, struck out to end the inning, last inning, so we'll assume when his position comes back around that it'll be Smith in that spot in the 8-hole for the Commodore order.
Jeffries, a nice job fouling that pitch back, stays alive at 1-2. That's what you got to do. Stay alive, just puts it in play.
The 1-2 from the lefty Jeter. Breaking ball, strike 3, got him. Started over the middle of the plate, broke it to the outside part. And Jeffries didn't like it, but he's forced to take a seat. That's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Just the third Gateman to strike out tonight shows you how disciplined they've been at the plate, but that was an excellent pitch from Chase Jeter. Just catches the edge of the zone.
So here's Jim Jarvis, 1 for 3 with a single in the second. In the leadoff spot once again as he sends a slow roller to the right side. Over to pick it up is Curiali and on to first base for out number 2.
I love the hustle by Jarvis. He was trying his hardest to beat it up the line and nearly did. But Curiali composed and makes the toss over for the second out.
It's the one disadvantage you have as a lefty, hitting slow rolling ground balls or really any ground ball to the right side. Because the throw is shorter from second base to first, the second baseman can afford to play a lot deeper and has a lot more range going to his left and to his right as opposed to a shortstop who needs to play a bit more shallow at his position. There's ball 1 on the 2-hitter Tres Gonzalez. Of course, you can't complain too much as a lefty batter. You are a step closer to first base coming out of the box. Gonzalez fouls the second pitch he sees back to the left.
I've liked his approach today. He's been a little bit more aggressive at the plate. And it helped him get his base hit in the first that scored. A couple hard-hit fly balls.
Gatemen have a couple of guys getting the job done in center field. As Gonzalez now squares to bunt with a 1-1 count. Pulls back and takes a strike.
Wasn't a fan of that. Just keep your approach. Try and hit your way on. Trying to bunt with 2 outs. It's tough to get on.
He just gave away a strike right there.
Yeah,
squaring
he
to
did.
bunt and taking it down the middle. Now that one's chopped to the first base side. Where it goes under his glove. Gonzalez makes the turnaround first, and he'll dig for second base. The throw, the slide is safe. That's just lazy glove work over there by Bryson Ware at first base. Didn't get his body in front of the ball. Tried to scoop it. And this gravelly infield here in Wareham, not an easy play to make. It might not have taken the best hop, but he really didn't give it a very good effort. And that is now the second error on Falmouth first baseman that we've seen.
The second with 2 outs, that put a runner on second, so a chance to drive in a run, and you bring up Cade Kern to the plate. So bad time to commit an error. Kern launched one to left field for a 2-run homer his first time up.
Yeah, he picked his glove up, he picked his head up. There was nothing pretty about that attempt at first base as Cade Kern steps in and swings and misses at strike 1.
Kern's been swinging for the fence, it feels like, every at-bat in his Cape League season.
The 0-1 to Kern, swung on and missed. He is dead red on every pitch that's coming right now. If you're Jeter, I just wouldn't throw him a strike.
That one wasn't a great one to swing at. That was way down. When he does connect, though.
Oh, it goes a long way.
It's been flying.
The 0-2 to Kern. Big swing, fouled straight back to the screen.
And when you think about that nowadays, that's what a lot of scouts are looking for. I think they feel like if you have a lot of power in your bat, if you struggle a little bit with the plate discipline, your little swing habit, they feel like they can work with that and just take that power and mold it.
That's a good point you make. I don't know if fans feel the same way, but the scouts are definitely looking for guys with pop. As that swung on and missed, strike 3. So the error puts a runner at second base, but Kern goes down one batter later, and that will retire the side in the 7th. Back in a moment on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Does your insurance agent know you by name, analyze your stats, and help you with your game plan? If the answer is no, then it's time to draft Morse Insurance. Their local team will get to know you, assess your risk, and develop a strategy to protect your home, auto, or business. Visit us online at morseins.com. Hashtag Morse, of course, has your back.
Serving southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Office Technology Group has been the area's source for advanced digital multifunctional copiers since 2009. Call Office Technology Group at 508-858-5825.
More baseball right here from Spillane Field and the top half of the 8th inning on the Gatemen Baseball Network. The Commodores are coming to the plate in a 3-3 tie with Wareham. And back on the mound, I am so excited to say this, Sammy Natera. And if you are not a fan of this kid, you should be right now. He has thrown to 9 batters in the 5th, 6th, and 7th inning. He has retired all 9 of them, 4 strikeouts, and he is back to where he started in this order. It's the 9-hitter and then 1 and 2 coming up for Falmouth.
And he struck out the side in the 7th.
He's had a tough time with the umpire, had a tough time with a few different things not going his way in terms of calls in the past inning, and he is just channeling that frustration in the right direction right now. Getting every pitch over for a strike, and he gets the benefit of the doubt there on a close fastball that catches the corner for strike 1.
That was a good pitch. I think he caught the plate.
That one just off the inside part, 1-1.
He works lightning fast, though, has a ton of energy.
But right here, though, not afraid to take his time. Off the mound now, resets. And now out of the windup. That's strike 2. One and 2 count now on the 9-hitter, Anthony Hall, who started this game in center field for Falmouth. The pitch. High fly ball down the left field line, twisting out of play.
That nearly took out one of the lights over on the third base side.
We've got more.
Well, some of them are already knocked out of the outfield.
That's true. The lights over the right center field fence are gone, and I really want to know what caused that. Actually, we're missing some in left center, too. The 1-2 from Natera, a good breaking ball away, and that was spoiled by Anthony Hall.
Hall doing a good job working this at-bat.
His teammates went down easy for the most part. Hall, not so much. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Natera is cruising. 5 strikeouts now through 3 1/3 innings pitched, and he is feeling good.
It's a 4th strikeout in a row for Natera. Hall might not have gone down easy, but he went down nonetheless, Nick. Natera continuing his dominance.
So the top of the order coming back up. Cody Colden attacking early, coming up empty.
Yeah, nowhere near that fastball. The running action is really hurting these right-handed hitters.
And that's a smart call by Samillo right there. I was just going to say, coming with another fastball there, 0-1 with as good of breaking stuff as Natera has. Many catchers would be tempted to go to either the slider or the splitter, but Samillo, noticing how far behind the fastball Colden was, just called for another one right there. Blew it by him again. It's 0-2. Tried for the same pitch, same spot. That time Colden lays off.
Yeah, he finally got the message. Didn't chase it.
Jim Jarvis at second base, shaded just a little bit up the middle. Here's the 1-2. Got him, strike three. Samillo dropped it for a moment, but the home plate umpire wasn't fooled, and that is now 6 consecutive strikeouts for Sammy Natera.
My goodness, he is unreal on the mound right now.
Just mowing through this Falmouth order. And now it's probably the most dangerous man in that order, Curiali, coming to the plate, but unfazed, Natera goes fastball down Broadway for strike one.
Well, Curiali's been dangerous, but 0 for 2 today with a couple strikeouts.
Another fastball, that one fouled off to the right side, and Natera ahead 0-2 once again.
Curiali nearly caught up to that one, though, Nick. He hit it hard.
I want him to bury a splitter here. Started over the plate. It'll go low and away to Curiali. Let's see what he does. That was the slider instead. Swung on and missed. Samillo out from behind the plate. Completes the strikeout. And that is, what is that now? 6 in a row for Sammy Natera. Strikes out the side in the 7th. Strikes out the side in the 8th. And he returns to the dugout a happy man. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Tied at 3 here at Spillane Field.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys.
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports.
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce.
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Highness Area Chamber of Commerce.
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank
Owen Diodati strides to the plate. He's the first man at the dish for the Gatemen here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It is a 3-3 tie between the Gatemen and the Commodores here at Spillane Field. Nick Magas and Jack Sadighian on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Chase Jeter back on the mound for Falmouth. And you said it best between innings. That one's rolled toward first base. Taylor to Jeter, and he covers first base to get out number 1 with just 1 pitch. But you said it best between innings, Jack. Let's get a run. It's been a 3-3 tie since the 2nd.
11 scoreless frames in a row, Nick. After 6 combined runs in the first 2 innings. I don't think anybody saw that coming.
When you bring Sam Natera out on the mound for 5, 6, and 7, or 4, 5, 6, and 7, that's what you're going to get.
Well, and let's give these Falmouth pitchers credit as well. Levi Wells, Chase Jeter have looked good on the mound. The only base runners have been 1 base hit and a couple errors for the 2 of them.
Jeter missed inside with a breaking ball to Williams. Now that one's on the ground to second base. Scooped up by Curiali and out onto first. So Williams is retired. 2 away now with the bases empty here in the bottom of the 8th. And we'll remind you now that ties are in play here in the Cape Cod League. There are no extra innings played, so if this game goes through 9, tied 3-3, I guess we'll just see it tomorrow night.
Still a lot of baseball to be played, though, Nick. It's a long 7 outs till the end of this one.
Yes, it is. Brannigan now in the box for the Gatemen as he takes strike 1.
like to see him unload on one. He hasn't really connected very cleanly on a baseball since he's gotten to Cape Cod.
An infield single, another base hit as well. He's now 2 for 14 and swings through that breaking ball.
Nice pitch by Jeter. That just disappeared under the bat of Brannigan.
Locked in a 3-3 tie here in the Gatemen half of the 8th inning. Bases are empty for Brannigan. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. So Jack Brannigan goes down on strikes, and it is a 3-up, 3-down inning for Chase Jeter. We'll send it to the 9th. Stay with us here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterwiz, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
That double play is brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all of your coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
Back on the Gatemen Baseball Network, we head to the 9th tied as Devereaux Harrison takes the mound following 4 perfect innings from Sammy Natera. He'll have Taylor, Ducart, and Borfin, the 3, 4, 5 hitters in the 9th to try and keep it tied. Then the Gatemen can have a chance to win it in the bottom half of the inning.
Devereaux Harrison on the mound now, coming off a phenomenal year at Long Beach State University in California. 1.57 ERA in 34 1/3 relief innings. We've seen him twice already this year, though, and that success has not necessarily translated into the Cape League in the early going. Pitched in the season opener against Cotuit, went just 2/3 of an inning, gave up a run, and then right here in the Gatemen's first win against Orleans, pitched an inning, gave up an earned run in that outing as well. So not really a run to spare in this situation, as it's a 3-3 ball game, and Harrison coming in for the 9th needs to buckle down and give the Gatemen a chance to win it in the bottom of the 9th.
They'll start off against the lefty Braden Taylor. We mentioned throughout the broadcast how important this game is in the West. The Gatemen are 3 points back from the Commodores for second place.
They could go down 5 tonight, or they can get within 1 of Falmouth as Devereaux delivers the first pitch outside.
One-0 count to Braden Taylor. He's 0 for 3. That pitch fouled off. Now a ball and a strike to the lefty Taylor. But the Braves are in first in the West. 12 points, perfect 6-0. Followed by Falmouth with 7. Cotuit and Wareham with 4. And then Hyannis with 2. We'll have to see how the results shake out tonight, but a chance for the Gatemen to get within 1 of second if they can win this game. 1-1, fastball misses upstairs.
Taylor came into this ballgame hitting .320. He's 0 for 3 tonight. And Cody Jeffries at shortstop seems to have a sense that he'll go back up the middle with this one.
2-1, low and outside, popped out of Samillo's glove. It's a big 3-1 pitch coming. Leadoff hitter so huge in the ninth, Nick.
So huge in any inning, but especially in the ninth, especially in a tie ball game. You don't want to walk him. The other thing you don't want to do is make a mistake here with a hitter's count at 3-1.
Harrison taking a moment. Here's the 3-1. There's a strike.
That's
fastball in the outer half.
Exactly what he needed to do. Through a competitive fastball, painted the corner on a 3-1 count. That takes confidence, and if there's something that Devereaux Harrison does not lack, it's confidence.
3-2, grounded up the middle. Jeffries has it on the move. Throw to first in time. So the shift pays off as Jeffries was sitting behind the second base bag, and there's one away, still nobody on in a tie ball game in the top of the ninth. Jake Ducart, the left-hander, coming to the plate.
Well, that's one of the better hitters in the country. Braden Taylor coming off a great season at TCU in a tough conference in the Big 12. And credit to Gatemen pitching tonight. He's 0 for 4, and that will finish his evening.
Ducart coming up 0 for 2 with a couple flyouts. He did walk and score in the first. First pitch from Harrison. In for a strike.
Now he's starting to settle in, getting ahead of the batter Ducart, who's 0 for 2 with a walk.
Well, and I mentioned this earlier in the game, but for pitchers, when you're coming off a bad outing, that first out is so huge as that pitch gets to the backstop to even the count at 1-1 for Ducart. And he got the first out after falling behind 3-1.
Well, pitching coaches around the country preach the 3 firsts. Get the first batter out of the inning, throw first pitch strikes, and get out of the first inning as a starter without giving up any runs. Those are the 3 things you need to do.
That pitch misses, so 2 balls and a strike now to Ducart. Thought the 3 things would have been just first, second, and third out.
That works too.
2-1, low. So again, 3-1 count for Harrison. Can he work his way back into this one and record the out?
If you're Sammy Natera, those are your 3 firsts. Strikeout, 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 and then strikeout, strikeout, strikeout.
3-1 pitch. Strike. Did the same thing he did the last at-bat. Went fastball outer half to bring it to a full count. Tie ball game in the top of the ninth. 1 out, nobody on, and a full count for Jake Ducart in this big West Division game. Payoff pitch. Fouled back.
Harrison wanted that one. He knew he threw a good pitch, and a good job by Ducart spoiling it. He was headed off the mound ready to take a little strikeout strut.
Second payoff pitch due. And here it is. Fouled back yet again.
That time Ducart bailed him out. That looked like it was low, below the zone. That was ball 4, but too close to take. Ducart fouled it off, and we'll do it again.
Was definitely low. Third payoff pitch. Fouled away again. Both these teams know how important this game is. It's early in the season, but you still want to solidly establish yourself either in the race or breaking away with that second spot. Fourth payoff pitch, grounded left side. Brannigan charges, throw to first, got him. 2 away.
How slick was that from Jack Brannigan? Playing a little bit toward the shortstop spot from his usual position at third, but coming in on a slow roller, picking it up on a couple of hops, and slings it across his body on a line to Despina at first. That's out number 2.
So Devereaux Harrison is 1 out away from giving the Gatemen a chance to at least tie and potentially win this ball game against the Commodores. No extra innings here on Cape Cod. First pitch to Jace Borfin is a strike. Borfin 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the first.
Now the league leader in RBIs with 10.
0-1. Breaking ball, missed inside. Gatemen haven't been that close to a tie scenario except for a game against Bourne. They lost 6-5. As that one is driven into left field, it gets down into the corner, chased by Diodati. Borfin heading for second. Now he's going to round for third. No, turns back and dives into the second base bag safe. A 2-out double for Borfin puts the leading run in scoring position for the Commodores with 2 away in the top of the 9th. Big time double from Borfin.
Yes, it was, and that's another thing that pitching coaches preach, finishing innings. You don't want runs to score ever, but you certainly don't want runs to score with 2 outs. And now after Devereaux Harrison retired the first 2 batters, a runner in scoring position, and the ever-dangerous Jake Meyer coming to the plate.
Luckily for Harrison, he is 0 for 3 tonight with a couple strikeouts. Has looked a little out of sync at the plate. 3-3 game, leading run on second for the Commodores. We're in the top of the 9th. No runs have come across since the second inning, and the first pitch to Meyer is waved through. Here we go. Another dramatic finish. Had one just a couple games ago in Bourne. Gatemen came out on the wrong side of it, left the bases loaded in the 9th, and lost 6-5. Now here a 3-3 game and trying to keep it tied and give the Bats a chance to win it in the 9th. 0-1, low and away.
Good confident look from Harrison there. Pulled that slider, but nodded his head, knows exactly what he did, knows exactly what he needs to do to fix it. And now comes back set. Try and make up for it here.
1-1 the count to Jake Meyer. Harrison set at the belt. The pitch fouled back. 1 strike away is Devereaux Harrison from keeping this tied. The Gatemen have Despina, Samillo, and Jeffries, the 7, 8, 9 hitters, due up in the bottom of the 9th. Could potentially see some pitch hitters there.
Well, Crooks is on the bench tonight. He's been one of the better bats for the Gatemen thus far, and I would expect to see him no matter what situation it is in the 9th.
1-2, just off the plate. Harrison thought that was the fastball that would retire the side. Crowd did as well. Two and two the count. Runner on second with 2 outs. That's the leading run on the second base bag for the Commodores. Here's the 2-2. Fouled away. They're not making it easy on Harrison. Borfin with the 2-out double, taking a sizable lead off the second base bag. Meyer digs back into the right side. Harrison, set. A look at second. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball missed low and outside. Full count for Meyer.
Ball 4 here would bring up Alex Sayer, who's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts tonight.
Wind blowing steadily out to right. Here comes the payoff pitch to Meyer. Lined to shallow right, caught. Jarvis backed up and made the play. Didn't have enough on it, and the Gatemen have a tie game heading to the bottom of the 9th. Worst they can do is tie. Best they can do is come out and win it in the last frame. Don't go anywhere. We've got a great ball game on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Located on the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Discover Keystone Place, the best option in Cape Cod.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
We appreciate and thank the sponsor.
Here we go, the bottom of the ninth at Spillane Field. Tie ball game, and the Gatemen have a chance to win it here with the 7, 8, 9 spots coming up. Despina, Samillo, Jeffries as it stands right now, Nick, but we might see some changes for the Gatemen as Chase Jeter takes his third inning on the mound.
Well, I would bet on it, Jack. A couple of the better hitters in this Gatemen order not in the lineup tonight. Jimmy Crooks and Cade Fergus, just two of those names. But looks like Samillo is on deck, and it will be Despina leading it off. So what do we know?
We also see Skeens swinging a bat as well.
No, they just called back Despina, so it'll be Fergus coming to the plate.
So Despina will have to sit on the bench. Not sure he's going to be thrilled with that, considering
Especially,
the fact he's 2 for 3.
Yeah, it was a kind of a bloop double in the second inning and an infield single in the sixth. So not the prettiest evening, but he is 2 for 3. And you're right, Jack, he's not thrilled, but neither is Fergus, not in the starting lineup tonight, of course. So good to see him get a chance to swing it here as the leadoff man in the bottom of the ninth.
Fergus is 3 for 7 with a solo home run. He's also drawn 5 walks, Nick. First pitch to him is popped up. Will that get out of play on the right side? It does. I think the idea with having Fergus hit leadoff here, Nick, is his ability to work counts and draw walks. You could potentially get that tying run on with nobody out.
And the other nice thing about not having extra innings is you don't need to worry about defense. So
Right.
you can pull your first baseman. We really haven't seen anybody else play first base this year for the Gatemen, but you don't need to worry about that. You can pinch hit whoever you want for Samillo. It doesn't need to be Crooks because you don't need a catcher next inning. So there's a lot of things that manager Don Sneddon can do in this situation.
0-1. Swung on and missed. Fergus quickly behind 0-2. But this will at the very least be a tie for the Gatemen against the Commodores and keep them within 3 points of second. Again, 2 points for a win, 1 for a tie. At best, you can walk off with a win and be 1 point away. 0-2, outside.
You mentioned Fergus with 1 home run already at Spillane Field, came within a few feet from another. Last night, hit a high fly ball to the left center gap, bounced off the wall about halfway up, and he was really close to another bomb.
1-2 pitch, fouled away. And his home run was hit opposite field to right. There's been a slight breeze out to right tonight, but not much wind.
Really settling down now. And as we'd hoped, the evening has really cooled off what was a hot and humid day here in Wareham.
3-3 game in the bottom of the ninth. There will be no extra innings as the 1-2 is cut on and missed. Fergus starts off the last of the ninth with a strikeout. And that will bring up Nick Samillo, who is 0 for 3 tonight.
Samillo came into this game hitting just .222. The average has dipped now that he's 0 for 3 on the evening. Did have a home run in Bourne the other night. It was a big solo shot that came in the 8th inning, cut the deficit to 1 for the Gatemen.
First pitch to Samillo, half swing, and he fouled it off.
That's not how you want to start the at-bat. It was a good breaking ball. Samillo checked it up, but not really sure whether he wanted to offer at it or not. Decided halfway in between, and it was fouled off.
3-3 game in the bottom of the ninth. 1 out, nobody on. No extra innings here, so the Gatemen trying to win it. That pitch in the dirt. A ball and a strike to Samillo. Paul Skeens warming up on deck. Looks like he'll hit for Jeffries. Skeens 1 for 13. Hasn't had a base hit since the opener against Katuitt. 1-1, grounded, left side on the run. Ducard has it, throw to first in time. 2 away now, and the Gatemen have their last chance to win this game. Otherwise, it'll be a 3-3 tie at Spillane Field against the Commodores. And it's up to Paul Skeens, the big bat out of Air Force, Mountain West Freshman of the Year this year. 2021 Co-Freshman of the Year in the nation, according to Collegiate Baseball News. Only 5 players named to that, but a struggle out the gate in this Cape League season. 1 for 13 with 9 strikeouts. First pitch to Skeens, swung on and missed.
Well, the thought process for Don Sneddon here, I know he's 1 for 13, but if you want to pull a guy off the bench with 2 outs who can win this game with 1 swing of the bat, it is Skeens.
He certainly has the power to do it. And that pitch is grounded into right field for a base hit. Skeens delivers, and he's the leading run on first with 2 away in the last of the 9th. Gatemen could win it if they could bring Skeens in as Jim Jarvis comes up.
Well, he could win it with 1 swing of the bat, or he can start a 2-out rally, which is exactly what Skeens does. Sends an outside pitch, stays with it just as he did in his first at-bat of the season in Katuitt. Going with the pitch, sending it the other way, and now his second base hit of the season.
And he's got decent speed on the bases as well. 6'6", 220, but he can move. First pitch to Jarvis, splits the plate.
Are you surprised we don't see a pinch runner? Skeens can move a little bit, I know, but I'm almost positive he's not the fastest guy on the bench right now.
Well, I don't know who you would pull to pinch run for him. Here's the 0-1. Just low on the fastball.
Even Devereaux Harrison, I think he's got some wheels. He's not pitching anymore, and he's a two-way player, so
Sure.
it wouldn't be a stretch to put him on first base. But they're going to elect to go with Skeens. He gets his lead off first, and it's Jarvis in the box.
2 away in the bottom of the 9th. 3-3 game. That pitch fouled back. Now a ball and 2 strikes to Jarvis. Gatemen have secured a tie, but they still have a chance to win it here in the 9th. A win puts them within a point of the Commodores. A tie leaves them 3 points out of second, but would snap a 2-game losing skid for the Gatemen. Jarvis choked up on the bat. Throw back to first. Chases Skeens away. He didn't really have a big lead to begin with.
No, he did not.
Here's the 1-2. Grounded, right side. Scooped up by Curiali, and he gets it to first for the out. So 6 combined runs come across in the first 2 innings, tied at 3 after 2. And then we get 14 straight scoreless frames at Spillane Field. And we'll settle for a 3-3 tie between the Falmouth Commodores and the Wareham Gatemen. Commodores go to 3-2-2. The Gatemen to 2-4-1. So nobody really happy, but each team gets a point after the 3-3 tie. And we'll break it all down for you on the Gatemen postgame show in a moment.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys.
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports.
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan and Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce.
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Highness Area Chamber of Commerce.
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish into the barrels and recycle the aluminum cans in special bins located around the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, state law prohibits the use of any tobacco product on school property. Thanks for keeping us in compliance.
Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Spillane Field for personal photos but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Wareham Gatemen. Use of camera or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit. Give us a call at 877-752-6025 to get started today.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Baseball Factory's vision is to guide both players and parents through the college recruiting process into professionally trained players in order to find a school that is the right fit, both academically and athletically. Contact us at 877-752-6025.
Come on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located on Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the delicious eats or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. BB's is one of our team meal partners.
With professional coaches that provide personalized world-class baseball training, Baseball Factory helps every player take his game to the next level. Get a pro evaluation by calling 877-752-6025.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to providing tools and resources for your sustained well-being. We recognize the vital role of preventative medicine in your health journey and want to help you not only get well, but stay well.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We offer over 400 different beverage choices on Cape Cod to quench every thirst, and more than 150 of those are low or no-calorie options.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and high-flex classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about the programs in business, accounting, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more,
Welcome into the Gatemen post-game show. Jack Sadighian alongside Nick Magas. 3-3 tie here at Spillane Field between the Gatemen and the Commodores. So not a result everyone's happy with, but each team takes home a point, and the Gatemen stay within 3 points a second.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're just smiling at the camera there. We're just after we were talking about how much it's not that fun to tie, let's be honest. I mean, it was a hard-fought battle. 2 runs in the first inning for Falmouth, 2 runs in the first inning for the Gatemen, 1 in the second for Falmouth, 1 in the second for the Gatemen, and that is where we remained for the rest of the ball game. 14 consecutive scoreless innings, and we'll give some credit to the pitching. They buckled down for both teams. They were really, really solid, and that's where we ended it in a 3-3 tie.
For those of you wondering why it was a tie, they decided this summer on the Cape League no game would go past 9 innings. Normally they go a 10th inning. If it's still a tie after that, then you just settle for the tie. But this summer, 9-inning games no matter what. So a 3-3 tie tonight between the Gatemen and the Commodores. And as you said, Nick, 14 scoreless frames to close out the game. It was pretty unbelievable. Before we break down this game, let's go into a little bit of the scores around the league. We have them out here in front of us. 3 ties. The Whitecaps and the Red Sox at a YD tie at 1. Chatham and Bourne tie at 3. That's Bourne's first result. That's not a win. They're now 6-0-1.
Still undefeated, though.
And the Gatemen tie the Commodores at 3. The only win-loss result was the Kettleers dominating the Harbor Hawks 13-5 at Lowell Park. And a game still in progress. Orleans ahead of Harwich 2-1 in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, I mean, the Gatemen in the standings, they're going to hold right where they are as of now. They got 1 point with the tie. Falmouth also with 1 point. And Bourne adding a point as well. So, pretty much a non-factor there in terms of the standings. Of course, 2 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, no points for a loss, as we've said, and the West will stay where it is for now.
Yeah, the Kettleers will advance ahead of the Gatemen and be 2 points ahead of them, but they're still 3 points back from second, and that's the important thing. Now let's get back into this game a little bit, Nick. The scoring started early. Clayton came on the mound for the Gatemen and struggled a little bit, but the bats helped him out. Cade Curtin came out in the first and crushed a ball to left field.
Yeah, that ball was absolutely demolished, hit about a third of the way up in the bleachers, and while we'll be talking about that 430-foot home run he hit in Bourne, that one was pretty good. And we talked about how he only hit 2 home runs this whole year at Ohio State. So, making the switch to wood bats, it's not that common, but sometimes guys hit better with the wood bats than they do with metal during the regular college season. And, early on, Cade Kern might be an example of that. Finishes the game just 1 for 4, but it was a big one, it was a loud one, and it was a 2-run one that even the score at the time being, and that's where we stood after 1 run was scored for each team in the second.
Yeah, Kern only 2 hits, in his last 12 at-bats, but 2 big ones, 2 bombs to left field. Then the Commodores scored another in the top of the second. Gateman came right back. An RBI single off the bat of Jim Jarvis brought in Despina, who had a double to start things off in that inning.
Yeah, Despina finished his night, pretty well. I mean, they weren't hard hit balls, but he was 2 for 3 with a double and a single. ran the bases really, really well. That's what I was most impressed with. And then he had to take a seat in the ninth after Cade Fergus came in to pinch hit. Not, the decision was a little bit questionable. I like Cade Fergus in the lineup. I love him in that situation, pinch hitting, because he's been one of the most effective, not only bats we've had, but one of the most effective guys at getting on base. But, whether or not Despina was the guy to pull after being on base 2 of 3 times, he was the only guy in the Gatemen lineup with 2 hits. So a bit of a questionable decision there. And, hindsight's 20/20. It didn't pay off, but we finished with a tie.
Yeah, I think if Fergus draws a leadoff walk, then maybe you're potentially thinking differently. But Despina has to take a seat on the bench after going 2 for 3. And the Gatemen had a chance in the ninth, Nick, to win it, tied 3-3, but just couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, they did. Paul Skeens, after coming into this game, 1 for 13. He singled in his first at-bat of the season, had been 0 for 13 since then with more strikeouts than we can count. But, came up, stayed with an outside pitch, took it the other way, drove it into right field, and tried to get a 2-out rally going, brought back the top of the order for the Gatemen, but just weren't able to get anything finished off in that inning.
After 6 combined runs in the first 2 innings, pitching took over for those 14 scoreless frames, and it started with Spencer Miles, Nick. He came in and struck out the side.
Well, this was only the second time we've seen Miles this season. The first time was just 1 inning, and he had a little trouble against Falmouth here in the home opener, but came right back, struck out the side, and that is a huge performance from him. And then can't go the rest of this show without talking about Sammy Natera, who was cruising through 4 scoreless innings. He started against Falmouth in the game that was rained out, went 2 scoreless. It's now 6 scoreless innings for him on the year. He struck out the side in the 7th and the 8th, finished the night with 7 strikeouts, and he was absolutely dealing through the whole evening.
4 perfect innings from Sammy Natera, and it was great to see. A humble, great kid. He's so much fun to talk to, and he came out and just dominated. And he got slowed down a little bit. There were 3 separate times where time was called as he was getting into his windup. He didn't let it phase him at all.
He didn't, and that's give the Falmouth hitter some credit there. When you see a pitcher working as well as he was working and as quickly as he was working, you need to step out of the box. You need to own the at-bat. You need to make him work on your time. But as we talked about last game, the hitters don't need to be granted time by the umpire, and I think home plate umpire tonight, it was Jason Klump who granted some late timeouts. Natera didn't love it, but he got frustrated. He channeled that frustration in the right direction and just came back with fastball after fastball after fastball, filling the zone with strikes, and then right when you least expected it, he'd drop in either the slider or the splitter, and guys were just confused all night.
Then out in the 9th inning, it was Devereaux Harrison. He gave up a 2-out double, but ultimately kept it at a tie game. He did a nice job after 2 tough outings in his first 2 appearances on the Cape League.
He did. It was 2/3 of an inning in Katuitt his first time out, and then 1 inning his second time out. He gave up a run in both of those appearances, but he really started locating the breaking ball a little bit, battled through some tough 3-2 counts, battled back in some at-bats, both 3-1 counts he faced to the first 2 hitters that came to the dish. He retired both of them, battling back in those at-bats, and you can't ask for more from a relief pitcher coming in the 9th inning with no runs to give, buckling down, staying mentally tough, and making it happen for the Gatemen.
3-3 tie here at Spillane Field, and something we talked about with the Gatemen was leaving runners on base. They left 3 in scoring position over the final 7 frames of hitting. 2 of those via error, then Diodati left on third after a leadoff double, but I can't really complain too much after this game, Nick, because there were a lot of hard-hit balls from the Gatemen. They just ran into a little bit of bad luck with runners on.
Yeah, quality at-bats were huge tonight. A lot of hard-hit balls, a lot of at-bats that were worked deep into counts, 6+ pitches, 7+ pitches, and that's huge. I mean, it was a line drive off the bat of, I believe, was it Williams at Curiali at second base with Diodati at third base. That would have scored a run if that ball got through. So, can't complain about those kinds of things. Hitting the ball hard, working good at-bats, quality at-bats, and if the runs don't come home in situations like that, all you can do is tip your cap to the other team and the baseball gods and say, next time.
I think the biggest one was a leadoff double for Diodati in the 3rd. A deep fly ball by Tres Gonzalez advances him to third base with only 1 out, and then Brannigan smokes one just right at the glove of Curiali.
Not Williams. You're right.
Right at the glove of Curiali. Williams hit a hard line drive as well, but 3-3 game, and we'll send it down to Julia Joseph, the 3rd member of our team, with the post-game interview.
I'm here with relief pitcher Sammy Natera. Now tonight you threw 7 straight strikeouts across 4 innings. How'd you do it?
I was just
locked in. I was having fun up on the mound, and my catcher was helping me. The team was behind me working hard, and it was just fun.
And tonight, although it was a tie, you guys had a much better game together. How did this game enhance the team's morale?
I mean, it was a pretty good ball game. It was a tight ball game at the end. We wish we could have won that game, and we should have, but that's baseball, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Great. Thank you, Sammy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Julia. Sammy Natera, 4 perfect innings. What an outing for the kid from New Mexico State. Your final here from Spillane Field. Falmouth Commodores 3, Wareham Gatemen 3. A tie game, and the Gatemen back in action tomorrow. They will head to Orleans, I believe, Nick, for an away game. A long trip over to the Lower Cape to take on the Orleans Firebirds, a team the Gatemen have already beat. Be sure to tune in to that game tomorrow. We'll have it on our YouTube stream. For now, everybody have a great night.